We live. Only 14 minutes late. I like to mention that every time. I would just lie about the time, you know. Get people ready, get them prepared, keep them on their toes, you know. You guys like my fucking skull onesie? It's sick, eh? Look at this shit, mate. It's hot as hell. I am gonna be taking this off soon enough. So, if y'all saw all the promo, it's about to get real. So I think I might just get into the podcast because you guys want to see us fail. All right. What's good, y'all? This is C Certified Brewhead, and welcome to episode 34 of Beer Not the Podcast, Adjunct Series, Quarantine Edition. I always forget that. This evening, we have a special festive event. I'm just going to bring in all the homies right now. We're going to get straight down to business. We have Noah Forrest of Beerism, Matt McGachy of Vox Hops, and Kevin, I don't know your last name, from La Canette. Make some noise. Yes. I was like, where is that? I was like, did I knock a button? I love it.
That's me.
I love it. It's me. It's the death metal guy. How you fellas doing? This is a pleasure.
Good.
Yeah. Nervous. Couldn't sleep last night.
Really? That's fair.
I was like, tasting notes. Hops. Tasting notes.
Just breathing. Just like, all right, play me. Jessica, hit me. What is it? Okay. So, for people who did not see the promo this evening, we are doing a blind craft beer taste test courtesy of La Canette in Rosemont. This is something that we've been planning for a little. Yes, Kev, you are a god. Appreciate you, and this makes it a whole lot more fun because of the effort that you went to. So, genuinely, thank you, my man. And I'm really glad that you are here as well because we get to hear from you about the store and get your story before we get down to business. So first of all, I heard about La Canette from Maddie with the amazing 4-pack of death, which is just such a sick thing that you drop, I think, every Friday, right, for the weekend. Just a hand-selected batch of beer, and I thought that was so cool. So do you want to give us a bit of a rundown, about the store, how it came about, your involvement in beer and stuff? Give people a bit of an idea of what you guys are all about, dude.
Oh yeah, we've been with my partner. We've been in the beer, not business, but in the beer expertise for fun since 5 years now. We've been doing road trips around Quebec and Ontario. We just choose a location. We go there. We take some motels, and we went to different microbreweries that we didn't know about. So it was really cool. And it started like this. And we decided to launch our own beer store. As simple as that.
I love it.
So, yeah. So it's really part of having fun, making connection with people, our customers, and to have a presence in the neighborhood too. So yeah, it's about doing business, but it's about creating connections too, about the beers. So it's really fun so far. It's been 7 months. We'll see where we're going, but so far so good.
Amazing. You gonna say something, Maddie?
I was going to say only up.
Only up. Okay, I thought you were putting your hand up to talk. I was like, wow. you can just speak. No, I love it, man. We went down, when was that? Last weekend? What day is it?
Last Saturday.
Last Saturday, went down and we all saw each other's faces for the first time in forever and got to meet Kevin. And it was really, it was nice to see you guys. It was great to meet Kevin in person. It was really cool to see the space specifically as well. It's beautiful. I really love the way you got this big thing in the middle, nice wooden crates with all sorts of local produce and just really great food to complement the beers, the wines, the ciders and stuff that you guys sell. A cool little collection of glassware and merch and stuff, and the couch at the back if you really want to kick it. It's just a really cool space. It feels super modern. Your selection of beer was super cool, and it's just really nice to be able to get some. I love the local produce stuff. It's really, really cool.
Well, I don't get out to a lot of depths, but one thing. So maybe this is becoming the trend now. But you had everything in the fridge. Right.
Damn right.
That's
yeah.
Not just the IPAs, but having everything in the fridge. Because I imagine from a cost perspective, that wasn't easy. So kudos to you on that one.
Yeah, it was a priority to get all the stock as fresh as possible. So fridges were not an option. Just we needed them. And for the couch on top of the stairs, it's our chilling spot so far. But post-COVID, we'll do a lot of tasting, and like people would come enjoy. Let's say they don't know a beer, they want to try it. We can just pop one, make customer try them, and like if they like it, well, you can buy it. As simple as that.
Awesome.
So really more like a social club kinda. So we'll see.
I love it. Yeah, man, it's super cool. How did Matt and Kevin? How did you guys connect?
I caught on to La Canette much later than I would have if there was no COVID, because it seriously is on my walk home from the metro.
Right.
I did all the time. I passed there all of the time. So a friend at work was like, "Have you seen this place, La Canette? It's a beer store." I'm obviously the craft beer guy at work. And she was like, "I was there, just this past weekend. It's right in your area." I'm like, "What do you mean it's in my area?" So I Googled it, saw where it was, and I just started hitting Kevin up and picking his brain. First time I went in, I gave him a Vox and Hops card. Second time, he had already checked me out and realized that I like to drink craft beer. So I came back. And Kevin's one of those cool people that when you propose an idea to him, he says yes and I love that. Someone that is great to work with, someone that's easy to build things with. And I'm super excited with what we've built together with the 4-pack of Death and now this blind tasting. And I'm excited to see what's coming in the future. And it was a super easy decision to choose La Canette as the Vox and Overhops, the collab I just dropped with Overhop Canada, as the Montreal pickup for the pre-orders. It was not an exclusivity, but it it was the place where people could go pick up their pre-orders and the t-shirts, the bundle that we had set up.
Very cool. Yeah, even when we were at the front, Noah and I, after you left, we were just talking for a bit, and I saw a bunch of people just come in and walk out holding the 4-pack and stuff. I was like, sick, man. Like, it was just really cool to see because it was not planned. It was just a couple people walked. I was like, wow, that's dope. No, it's great. So let's just fucking get down to business, man. So basically, the idea that Maddie proposed to Kevin is that Kevin and his team, was it just you who selected the beers, Kev, or was it any of the other folks who worked there? Just you?
Yeah, well, it was mostly me, but like we were looking at like what would be the funniest and maybe like some underdogs too.
Okay.
So I know you guys drink a lot of hazy beers, but we'll know.
We'll find out. So essentially, the idea was that Kevin expertly wrapped these cans in awesome Christmas paper so that there is no label showing. Particularly cans that had the gap at the top, they weren't fully wrapped, so there was nothing we can do. So we are going to do this blind. We all have blindfolds. Kevin has a very special blindfold, so he feels part of the blind action. So how this is going to work, if anyone's seen, we've done blind tests on BAOS before, but this one is unique for a couple of reasons. One, Kevin, you can explain this. I guess you chose all hazy IPAs, correct?
Oh yeah. At first, I wanted to do like a different selection, but Matt wanted like some Haze, so we went for 4 different pretty hazy IPA style without saying much.
No.
And
Okay.
so that's why I told you guys to have some water on the side, because to clean the palate every time, so we can have a really like clear touch of the beer.
Yes.
So and I tried to put it by the way I would drink them.
Okay.
So from the most easy to maybe the stronger one, I would say.
Okay.
That's
all you can say. All right. So I got little salty snacks as well to like cleanse the palate in between. So the idea is that we have about, I think it's 5 different things to get. So first of all, the exact style. So whether it's, session IPA, regular, double, triple, whatever. Because it is a series of IPAs, we're going to try and identify any hops in the beer, which is going to be tough, but I think that'll be a fun one. Because some you can pick pretty easy. We're going to try and identify the ABV.
Yeah, we could just talk about how like the aromas and the flavors that we're getting from those hops, whether or not we can actually discern this is specifically Citra or Strata or Galaxy. At least we can kind of like see what each other gets. Like I'm getting more grapefruit, you're getting more tangerine. That could be interesting.
Agreed, definitely. So we're going to, yes, exactly right. So we're going to be talking about, just talking it through out loud together, and we're going to agree or disagree, whatever. And what else was there? So the actual style, hops, ABV, the brewery itself, if we're feeling confident, and before that, just any sort of tasting notes, like Noah was saying, the great, different fruits and blah 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 blah. So, shall we? Let's
do it.
Glasses off. Oh, and by the way, we're going to. This is something different that Noah suggested, and I thought this was really cool because this makes this one super unique to anything else that we've ever done. We're going to pause in between each one, and we're going to unwrap the finished beer so that we can see it and get our tasting notes while they're fresh, because that's been something in the past where I've gone, I'm like, I don't remember what the fuck I just did 4 years ago. So that's another
And
thing.
also, I don't know if you mentioned this or not, but Kevin is going to be showing
I didn't.
what the beer is while we're blind, and
Yes.
we will not see it.
Correct. So, let's put this on.
Yeah, this is trippy.
Donatello team assemble.
That mask is perfect. Woof!
Alright. You guys hear me?
Yes, we're good.
Yes.
Okay. Everyone has their masks on? Can't see shit?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Noah, I think you're going to pour your own beer, where Matt and I have our lovely partners, Tiffany and
Yes.
Jessica.
Lovely Jessica's gonna come.
Oh no, I forgot to
me a
open
beer.
a can. How does this work?
You have to hold it upside down. Just hold it upside down. It works really good.
Tiff, you can go ahead and crack that if you don't mind. Thank you so much.
You guys can laugh if I spill this.
I guess the funny part is we're not going to know if you spill it because we can't see shit.
Jessica made me put plastic over my computer.
she's a smart
These
girl.
glasses are super dope too, Craig. We got to
Yes.
talk about these glasses.
Talk about them. People can see and we can't, but people can tell. Yeah, I think you should definitely talk about them because this is something else we're doing this week, actually, like another blind taste test. And this.
That's right.
Yeah. What happened?
You knocked my hand when I was.
Did it go everywhere?
No, it's just on your onesie.
Okay, that's all right.
Just hold it and I'll just.
I didn't know you were right there. Sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, sorry. I spilled it already. Look at this. This is the. I thought I spilled it all over like the computer.
There'll be evidence of.
Hence my gasp, because Matt just mentioned putting
Plastic over.
plastic over the computer. Sorry, I'm mad distracted now. It's only on this thing. I don't give a shit about this thing. Did I fuck up the couch?
So
No, it's okay.
this awesome glassware. This awesome glassware is the new glassware for the Mondial de la Bière's Tasting Fest, which will hopefully be coming up this coming year. It is designed by Peugeot, which is a French company. It is designed so that no matter what beer is in it, what style it is in it, it is optimal for tasting and smell, which will help us hopefully tonight.
Which is very true.
People don't know that's the same company that does the awesome pepper grinders.
Yes,
That's correct. I had a
Thank
bike
you.
back in the day, Peugeot bike.
Really?
What's the? Oh, is it the same company? They make bikes. They make everything.
That's
We're not seeing each other.
Yeah. Right. Fuck.
Okay, so I'm getting a lot of like.
Oh, I haven't even smelled it
coffee
yet.
in it.
It's
I think this is an imperial stout.
yes. Yeah.
It's
No, definitely.
malty and rich.
Okay.
Shock cacao.
Yep. Some chili peppers. Seaweed. All right.
Definitely for real tangerine.
Yeah, big tangerine.
Yeah. Big citrus. I feel like there's some
Apricot.
pineapple.
Yeah. Some apricot too, for sure.
Apricot. Interesting.
It's not too like. It's bright and juicy, but it's not like dank, like
No, it's not dank at all.
like a double dry hop Masorum type thing. It's a bit more
No.
round in the nose.
Yeah. So, do we want to? Do we want to run through all the different things just from the nose, or should we just move
Yeah.
on? Yeah.
That's a good question. Yeah, why not? Just
I mean, we could. I can't tell whether it's a session and a regular blah 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 from the nose. I mean, some sessions are like smell as good as a double IPA. So
I'm guessing that that this is a standard IPA. I don't think it's a double.
From the nose alone.
Yeah. It smells like it's got a bit of sweetness to it, but not like
No, a ton.
it's a double. But I mean, I'm also just talking out of my fucking ass. So.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, I couldn't really identify any hops off the... Go, Matty?
Yeah, in terms of specific hops, I mean, I'm going to say Citra Mosaic probably for every single one.
Yeah, because you can almost never be wrong.
Because they're always Citra Mosaic.
They're always Citra Mosaic, every single time.
It's definitely not overly boozy on the nose, that's for sure. But I also know that because Kevin said he put it in the order that he drink them.
That is true, too.
So I don't really have any other tasty notes. I think we kind of nailed all the different tropical fruits in this one.
Yeah, pineapple for sure. That's
yeah. Pineapple, I got it immediately when I spilled it all over myself. I was like, oh, that's pineapple. Shall we?
Shall we? Oh, I spilled some too, apparently.
Ah, look at us. We're just a bunch of...
It's just urine.
Happens to the best of us. We're getting old. Are we getting it in us?
All right. Let's get it in us.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Cheers.
This feels like it's a regular IPA, not a session.
Yeah, I don't... I would say...
It's too much going on for a session. Creamy mouthfeel, super silky. I liked it.
Yeah, super smooth.
There is a bit of ethanol on it, so it's... Yeah, I don't think it's under 6.5. I could be wrong, obviously.
I was going to shoot for about 6. Yeah. 6.5 actually does feel about right because it's like a touch, but not enough to be like 7 or 8.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I don't think
definitely there.
Yeah. I'm not getting any of the caddy vibes that you would associate with Citra, at least being Citra dominant.
No, definitely no Citra. In fact, I always, whenever there's a Citra, for me, it's something personal. It tastes like farts, which is I enjoy.
The onion fart.
But...
yeah.
Oh, I love the farts in the middle.
Oh, gorgeous bouquet of colon. Yes.
Someone ate too much Italian sausage last night.
I really like the mouthful. This is really good. I like a nice chalky dryness in there, which is a big thing that I have. I feel like this isn't giving me... I've got no hop burn, so I don't think it's like a straight milk look, one of the real milky haze.
No, it's probably got one of those more yellowish, pale yellow thing going on. Will be my guess.
A little bit of bitterness.
Like a straw.
This is ridiculous. Can you put it... Sorry.
Okay. I'm getting a little sharpness in the finish. Kevin, are you drinking this at the same time as us?
Oh, I'm not looking. I'm not doing anything.
Oh, you can...
I'm just making fun of Noah with his hat on his eyes.
Are you drinking you drinking?
I'm drinking, since the beginning.
Okay, good.
So you're drinking the same beer as us right now?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm showing the beer from time to time.
Okay, so people can see
it. Great is...
Great fruity tang.
Pretty good.
All right, so do we have any...
that I would enjoy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Do we have any guesses for the hops in this one at all?
I'm going to say Mosaic.
Mosaic.
Yeah, Mosaic for sure.
It's also close to that Enigma too, maybe. Just because I only know because of what was in the Vox and Over hops.
Okay, so you were pretty recently going in on that.
Played with it there.
Enigma does have a fairly obvious profile, doesn't it?
Well, let me ask Kevin this. Do you know what hops are in this? So, will we actually know the answer when we take off them?
I know what the hops are. Okay. So I'm just making fun of you guys. So far it's you said Mosaic.
Yep. Matt said Enigma.
So Mosaic and Enigma.
Yeah, I'm actually going to align with that because there's something that's like the Enigma and Vic Secret are a little similar, and I'm not getting that big Vic Secret punch, so it could be Enigma. I actually think you might be onto something there, bro.
So, do you want to know?
No, don't tell us. We're gonna pull.
It's not on the can though.
Oh, okay. Well,
So-
can you confirm at the
You'll
end?
tell us after.
Yeah, tell us at the end.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so we're saying it's a standard IPA around, I don't know, 6.65, I guess.
Between
we're all,
6.65.
Yeah, I think we're all agreeing on that. We're saying it's definitely Mosaic, potentially Enigma. I can't really pick any other hops in this one. I don't think there's anything that's like up there
I
enough.
honestly don't think I'll be able to do that for most of the.
Yeah, same. Sometimes if you have
Be
a
tough.
dominant, like if we had Sabro or some shit, we'd be able to pick it.
Exactly.
Yeah, Sabro or Galaxy. So
Yeah.
Galaxy.
Yeah, obviously Galaxy, totally. And Nelson, stuff like that. I feel like the tasting, as far as the fruits, the fruits that we got on the nose, the pineapple and the sort of citrus tangerine, are still pretty present in the beer itself. I don't think it really changes too much outside of that. Matt, you said apricot as well.
A little bit on the nose, yeah.
There's a little bit of the peach too. I don't know if you guys catch it.
Bit of stone fruit.
Mm.
I was about to say stone
Yeah,
fruit.
stone
but
fruit.
maybe that's what Matt's saying, like peach, apricot type of shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, does anybody have any guesses for the brewery or the beer? I do not recognize this yeast or anything specifically off top, personally.
No, I'm not gonna bother.
No, I don't think I'll nail it, so.
You know what? I'll just throw a wild guess.
Okay.
Sankiam Battle mixtape.
Oh, yeah. Okay, my wild guess would be something from Brasserie Générale.
Okay. If everyone's
I
doing
find their
it,
beer's way sweeter. They have such a sweet.
maybe.
But it could be like, hey, who knows?
I was gonna say Le Castor. I know they have that. I haven't had it, but Aussie Land or something like that. They've got one. If we're saying Enigma, they might have that in there.
That's more
That
creamy, though.
one's so dank. It's got this like insane. You know that fermented, that overripe fruit. Thing
Oh,
on
they
top of
have. Yeah, like Third Moon and
all
stuff.
their New Englands have a really intense.
Okay.
This could also just be like this. I don't know. I haven't had the Saint Amboise or one of those underdogs.
No,
like,
definitely not that. No.
I've had it, but it's been some time, and I don't know if it
That-
was. This is really solid. I don't know if it's like this good,
Yeah.
but who
No
knows, right?
offense.
No shade. Like they're not known for that type of stuff, so like it's hard to make it at the volume that they do. I don't know if I got any other. I actually, now you said Sankey M, I'm like, fuck. Maybe there is a green mixtape or something that was out recently.
Hmm.
I just haven't had that for a few weeks. I just forgot. It
Unless
could be.
it's Celeste from Sankiam.
Ooh.
I find the ABV. I find there's a sharpness.
Mm. Do you know what? It's too
You
nice.
might be right.
Celeste is softer, and it's 5%, and there wasn't a drop recently.
I think it's more. Well, I saw it at their store, so.
Ooh, they okay.
I
that
know
could be-
Kevin has it. So
But
it
I
very
think
well
more,
could
I
be
feel
that.
like the Citra, or there's like a. This has more of that like pithy tangerine thing, whereas I don't find that one has that.
No, Celeste
maybe
is really
it's a
soft.
one.
Well, I guess we could stop guessing and whip the blindfolds off, and then do the unveiling.
Do it.
Sure.
All right.
Here we go. Oh, you guys are still beautiful.
It's actually much better. Not having the fucking what's it called? Not having it for like 30 minutes, and then you're actually blinded. And it takes like 5 minutes to kind of readjust. It's very awkward. All
It's
right.
always everyone's favorite part, though.
Oh,
Do
right.
it.
Oh, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna do mine really slowly so Tiff can get some photos.
I love it.
Hot. All right.
Look at the good job he did. Look at this job.
It's such a good.
All right. Okay. Ready?
Yeah, we did a really good job.
Yeah.
I've never had this beer.
Don't say I haven't seen it yet. Yes.
Oh, this is a good beer. No. See, I was in the right city, wrong brewery.
All right.
I've had this
Ooh.
beer. It's a good beer.
Ooh, okay.
You were telling me about this beer.
Yeah.
You know, we did. You know, one thing I thought we should talk about that we didn't is what we think it looks like.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Good
Leave
idea.
that for the next
thought
one.
it would be a bit hazier than that.
Oh, I only heard about these guys recently. Ah, all right.
They're
Lisa.
great. They're great.
Cool.
The big sister version of this is awesome.
Okay. Nice. Good job, Kev.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a really good beer. Like people tend to sometimes not look at it, but you know the design of the can is sometimes really important, and like some people are not attached to the fleur de lis, but what's inside is the bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to step
So-
it up. Step it up on the artwork, everyone, please. 6.3, so we nailed that.
Okay. What are the hops, Kev? You're saying that you...
So you guys said mosaic, enigma, and you said a bit of Vic Secret.
I think we said it wasn't Vic Secret, but it was Enigma more so.
So you guys gonna be happy to know it's Ella, Vic Secret, and Citra.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were
Yeah.
like adjacent. And we also said definitely no Citra.
Where's the fart? Where's the fart?
Yeah, I'm not getting any onion. Do you know why? It must be playing the back. And also, it says on the back here, mango and apricot. So you're off. You're on point there, Matt.
There we go.
Look at that. Look at this, boys. Not bad. Not a bad start.
It's
Actually,
fun.
this is great. I think I'm going to put that back in the fridge for after, and we'll pull it out and drink it properly. Yeah, this is good. I don't know much about these. I was in Quebec City over the summer when COVID was at the lowest. And somebody, I think it might have even been the guys at Brasserie Generale, told me about them. But I didn't get to try any of their stuff. Very
Yeah,
cool.
they're doing great stuff.
Yeah, man.
I find, and it could just be me, and it could be because I'm an Anglophone, but I find the breweries that have kind of more generic names, like Brasserie Generale, Brasserie Limon, stuff like that, I end up getting them mixed up in my head sometimes.
Especially from the same city.
Yeah. So, like, I've seen posts about them and stuff, but, like, I find there's a group of them that sometimes get all twisted in my mind. I mean, obviously, Brasserie Generale I've gotten to know so well. And stuff.
Yeah, so you have Brasserie Générale and you have Brasseur sur Demande, which is BSD. So, might be confusing.
Yeah. It's good.
So
Do they-
do
are
they
they-
have a lot of products? Because I've seen these cans on social media, and like I think Matt said, it's just very similar artwork.
With a red artwork instead.
A bunch of other ones, so they have bottles too.
You gone a little quiet, Noah.
Yeah. When typically on calls are very loud.
Yeah. Dude, it's the same. It's just really low.
Faint, yeah.
Faint, as Matthew would say, yes.
Love it, Matthew. My mother, the guitarist of Ingested, and Craig call me Matthew.
You like it? There's like three of
Everyone,
us
actually. In the world.
in the
There's some
whole
people
world.
at work too, but in my professional outside of work life. Yeah.
I like it. I like to
Say
be
something
in a
else.
distinguished. Yeah, no. So
No, it's still faint. Is it tap your mic to see if that mic's the one picking up your voice?
no.
It's
Like,
really low.
you know, unplug it, plug it in. Oh, technical
Plug it in.
difficulties. This was like a new. It was
Yeah.
working great this afternoon. It was actually sounding better than his other headset. See if it's better.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's still
It's low.
pretty faint.
I'll change to my work headset.
Just in case it's that, because it was good. Everything was fine before, and then they went and changed. All right, that was great. Shall we? While
Very cool.
Noah's setting that up, should we get the? That's a great glass, Kevin. Jesus, I didn't see it.
Now, what is that? I've seen some people
Yeah.
posting it.
What?
Your
The-
glass.
the- yeah.
Yeah, it's a big glass from Toro. I never had like a look how big it is.
It's as big as your head.
It's a
Yeah,
chalice.
pretty much.
That's amazing.
That's what I need to make. I need to make some chalices.
That would actually go well with like eagle claw feet or something at the bottom.
Because Lord Worm used to have a chalice on stage, the original singer Cryptopsy, and he would feed the worms to the crowd. And it was actually from a chalice that he had stolen from a church.
Wow.
True story.
When you said feed the worms, you filled it up with worms and then threw it at people,
He would earth worms and feed it to people.
and they would eat it.
You didn't know this? He would eat it, and they would eat them. His name is Lord Worm. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've eaten a worm.
Yeah.
Testing.
There you
There
go.
you are, Noah. Very good.
All right, I'm back,
Now you're-
baby. I'm
All right.
comfortable in this headset too.
Okay. I'm gonna go grab the. I'm just gonna wash my hands. I'm gonna grab the next one. Anyone else need to run and get it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Not me.
He's got his cooler.
All right.
Got my.
I'll wait with Noah while y'all get it. Noah, I'll wait with you. How do you feel first round? Because I know this was like your first time.
I'm good.
I think we all.
I find it hard with IPAs, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I find, like we're going to be able to tell a lot of differences, obviously, but there are certain things that it's hard to break down. You know, like the particular hops used and stuff like that. But I think that was a good starting point.
Interesting to do.
And,
Yeah.
see how it goes from there.
All right. I was gonna grab mine. I was going to not leave.
I
Noah
don't know
by
how
himself.
much you guys heard me when I was talking through that whole thing, since my
No, we
headset-
definitely did, but then it got like lower. And
Yeah.
lower.
It was like just at the end. It got low. I was gonna grab mine real quick. Oh, shit.
So can we make this the 4-pack of death?
That's not a bad idea.
Can we
But
make
when
this
I'm
the 4-pack of death? I think he's missing one of them though.
What?
Can we make this the 4-pack of death?
No, we can't. I sold out the last one 2 days ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I had to be a bit artistic about it. So you'll
I'm
see.
excited. I'm excited.
So you've been into beer for how long, Kevin? You were saying before.
So it's 5 years.
5 years around, but like most of
Oh, this is what I spilled.
to be enjoying it, but like in the beer industry, maybe a year now,
I'll dry.
a year and a half.
All right. Yeah, people saw the guys for it. Yeah, look at that, sexy. Yeah.
They're so gorgeous, yeah.
Yeah, they're really nice. Perfect for this
So
type of
gorgeous.
stuff. Round 2.
Round 2.
All right.
Shall we?
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Eat
Let's
some
do
nuts.
I did. I put some
Yeah.
nuts in my mouth. Stuffed them in there. Gobbled them up.
He got him in him.
I sure did. Don't you worry about that. This time, Tiffany, I will not move my hand.
You guys hear me okay?
Yep,
Very
you
well.
sound good.
You're
you may
whispering into
call
my
me
ear
so
like
that-
an angel.
Oh yes, it's a little Noah on my shoulder.
That would be good.
Because you're so
Go,
handsome.
he would say, go to
Yeah, I know.
bed. He would say, go to bed. Don't drink that extra beer, man.
No, I feel like he will. I feel like Noah wouldn't discourage you.
No, I think it would be the opposite. I'd be telling you to drink
Like,
earlier,
come
but not
on.
later.
Yeah, you'd be like, come
Oh,
on,
so is that the
3:30.
secret? Is that the secret?
Yeah.
I got it now.
Noah
Try to
has,
get things done.
Yeah, right. I can't do it either. Noah has a. We owe it. The joke is you have to have a 10% beer before 4 p.m. And most of the time he'll send a picture at like 3:59. He's like, right on time. And it's like some sort of barrel aged stout or something. And
I finish work at 3:30. I have an hour between the time my work ends and I gotta get my kids, so it's the perfect time to take a beer and take a photo uninterrupted, take
Goddamn,
tasting
I'm
notes. Oh man,
it's
it's the thing of beauty. It will be temporary though. I will eventually have to go back, I'm sure.
I was just about to say, you get to sleep a little bit more in the morning too now.
Yes, yeah, oh for sure. It's crazy.
it's the way it should
I
be.
get sleep
So this is
forever.
completely different beer, obviously, but
Yeah,
totally different spectrum.
I'm definitely getting the
Yeah, I don't-
dankness off the rip.
Yeah.
I don't love the nose on this one. I gotta be honest. Let me get
It
in.
doesn't.
No, it's more like
The nose, I would have.
Go, Matty.
I was going to say the nose would make me think this is far more clear, like a clearer haze than
Yes.
than a pure haze.
Yes. I'm getting a lot of dank, which could also be somewhat confusing. This is a conversation we've had before with that overripe fruit that Noah brought up. Sometimes that dankness can be, interchanged for it, and it's very similar. I feel like there's some grapefruit, like that pithy grapefruit vibe.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what the fruit is, like that. It's hard to tell the difference. I can't always identify the difference between like because there's not many beers that have that skunk dank, like the marijuana dank, as opposed to like
it's more like an orange peel, like an orange.
Yeah.
Peel.
Yes, exactly. Orange or grapefruit or both.
Yeah.
Smells a little sweet.
I'm getting like this sweetness, like this almost light caramel thing. Even kind of vegetal.
Yeah, a touch.
Like if I didn't know better, maybe I don't know.
Just say, spit it out.
No, because I'm not like a professional, but I know there's an off flavor called DMS that gives like a cooked corn, a creamed corn kind of smell.
Are you getting that?
But I don't know if that's what it is. But I don't really like the nose very much.
Yeah, I don't.
And it doesn't smell like it's old either. Like it doesn't have that oxidized IPA thing where like you can just tell that this has gone off. It almost seems like this is how it's
supposed to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I hope I'm not insulting anybody.
No,
it's just not for me. But
like
maybe I'll love the
slap their baby. Slap their baby right in the face.
Maybe I'll love the way it tastes.
Can you imagine?
Like that Seinfeld episode with the ugly baby.
Like, shut up, ugly baby.
It's their first beer.
You're like,
What do you get? You guys dig the aroma, or what's your?
No, it's not. It's not something that I would be stoked if I bought it and cracked it and put it in my glass. And the first thing I do, obviously, after seeing it, is smell it. I would be disappointed.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's taste it.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, ABV. What do we think of ABV?
I was thinking 7. 6 to 7 on this one.
Yeah.
Because it smells. I
think
feel like it's a
the
little.
same.
Yeah, 6.
I don't know. I have an inkling of what beer this is, and it would be 7.
Okay.
But I could be completely wrong.
All right, shall we?
Let's try it.
Get in, yeah.
Cheers.
It tastes pretty good.
It's okay. I'm not in love with it.
Is this Moralite? Would be my.
That's your
what I
guess?
have circulating in my mind.
Interesting. So it's a little more. Because Moralite is a Vermont IPA at best, not like a Haze or anything necessarily. I feel like Moralite is definitely pinier though, and more bitter.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I'm in a unique position that I just they sent me the 4-pack of Morality with the new branding, so I've had 2 of them in the last week. So I don't think this is Morality. Morality has a real resinous bitterness in the finish too.
It's more old school.
But it's not a bad guess.
No, I don't think it's a bad guess at all. It's got a nice mouthfeel though. I like the mouthfeel. I feel like there's a lot less going on than the last one, and it's significantly go
Dank.
Yeah, dank.
More of a pronounced hop bite.
Yeah.
I don't think this is hazy either, or it may be slightly opaque. Not that matters or makes it beer better. Or
totally, but it's
just I think I'm gonna think like an orangey color, copper, not quite copper, but like a light orangey clear beer, similar to the color of the last one. Maybe a touch darker, I would say.
The only thing with the last one, we've got to keep in mind that we didn't pour full glasses with all the yeast in it, and I imagine the other one, hazes up with the yeast. This one feels like even when you pour it all in, it's not going to be like super hazy because it doesn't have that bright type of thing. I definitely think this is closer to orange than yellow. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I definitely like drinking it a lot more than I did smelling it. The carb seems kind of restrained on it, which is an interesting experience drinking it blind, because when you're which I've never really done before, but when you're drinking it and you can stare at the beer, you can kind of just see how it's foaming in the glass and get it's like that combination of perceptions where this is just that one perception, right? So it's
true. It feels a bit flat.
Yeah.
You can feel the booze much more than the last one. On the mouth.
It's funny. I find the opposite. I find that this one has just like a hint of sweetness to it, whereas the other one I found had like a sharper bite in the finish. But everyone perceives it a little bit differently. Yeah, I would say this is either marketed as an American IPA or maybe not very accurate New England.
Or it could be one that's actually called a hazy IPA and not a New England IPA, and I find they're often quite different. And lots of that orange, that like Matt, you said before, the orange peel. I'm definitely getting more of that in the body than the grapefruit. I felt was more in the nose, and I think the orange peel is really strong here. It's citrus forward, so that means there could be a citrusy hop, maybe Mandarin or Bavaria or something like that. It's really like delivering that.
That's not the worst guess, because that's a weird hop too, and when you drink it fresh, it's not amazing. It's a hop that does actually really well with time.
Okay.
Like I've had an IPA made with that hop, and Alex from Charleville, when he was still at the Trois Mousquetaires, he did this double IPA with those new German hops, and fresh it was kind of meh, and he's like, wait like a month and a half and try it again.
That's
and I did. It was a better beer. It was a way better beer.
Interesting.
Even though it was an IPA.
That's like something they should like bottle it and let it sit there and then put the label and date on it later. One of those rare instances, because in the world of hazies, everyone wants to drink them fresh.
Exactly. Do you guys get the feeling that Kevin is just literally like just doing this? It's like...
Maybe just a bit.
Yep.
I don't know what you did, but I heard something.
Oh crap! Yeah, you can't see what I'm doing.
Oh.
I was basically like pretending my hands were puppets. And
and making fun of. These guys are dickheads.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of
Just
forget. And
like
also, this is an audio podcast too for people later, so we also have to describe shit.
That is true.
But look, yeah, I don't know if I got any more guesses for the hops. Like, I mean, like, Mosaic.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any of the citric hattiness either. But like for this much orange, there's got to be something going on with the hops for that. Maybe like
it wouldn't surprise me if there's citra that we drink today.
In every
they blend them in, right?
Exactly.
I want to take a stab at that. Maybe it's like Amarillo or something.
Maybe. Yeah.
Even like Cascade. I don't know.
Oh, just so that could give you the vegetal thing. Yeah, maybe there is some more classic stuff in there to give it that kind of pioneer orangey as opposed to that bright tropical fruit vibe.
This tastes like a beer that I would have loved like 2-3 years ago. Yes,
like learning about Haze a bit
like
more.
Exactly.
Could this be like Boreal's IPA?
Which one?
Not Norest, but like.
Which one? Like in the bottle?
Other one. No, the cans. They came out with cans of the other one.
Like the OG.
Yeah, but I think the ABV is too high for sure. This is in the 7s.
I don't think so.
Or
well,
6.5.
It's a.
I think it's between 6 and 7 for sure.
6.5. I think it's a 6.5 IPA.
All
right, let's figure. Let's demat. Or do we want to break down our thoughts so that like?
Is there? Okay, so we said. Yeah, let's run through it. So we're saying it's either a hazy IPA or an American IPA, but not a New England IPA. We seem to be. I
don't think anybody think it's particularly hazy.
No,
visually speaking.
Are we all agreeing that it's probably more an orange?
Absolutely.
Yep, orange, closer to orange than yellow. It's a little undercarb, which I guess doesn't even matter. It's between 6 and 7% is kind of what we're all saying. As far as the tasty notes, there's a lot of citrus. It's dank, overripe fruit. It's definitely not as dry or as chalky as the last one that kind of does that side of your tongue thing. It might have Mandarin or Bavaria. It might have Mosaic. Are there any other hop? Oh, I said Amarillo, but I don't really think so. I'm just pulling it out of my ass. And Noah, you said Cascade. Yeah, which I think is a really solid guess for like an old school style that could give it some of that green herbal.
Yeah, it wouldn't just be solely that; it would be mixed in with a bunch of hipper hops, but it could be there in the background or something.
An El Dorado, but I'm just saying a name.
No, that's
just
good.
Saying a name of a hop.
I just said Amarillo too, bro. So fuck it, throw it out there.
Fuggles.
El Dorado.
Fuggles. We're Matt.
A
bit of Kenting Gold, whatever it's called. No, Kent Golding. Sorry, my bad. Fuck. All right. So, did anyone have any guess for the actual brewery or beer itself? I don't think I could really. Anything I say is just pulling shit out of the
air. No idea.
Yeah, I feel like.
But I took a stab. We'll see.
What was your stab?
It was Moralite, which you did not.
Oh, right.
Oh, Moralite. And who else said the Boreal IPA? Was that you, Matt, for a second time?
No,
it was
no,
me.
that
I
That was
said
you.
that.
Okay, I should say something then.
Yeah, but
I'll
I
s-
could be wrong, and I don't even know if he carries that at the store.
No. Ah, fuck. I was going to say something quick. Fuck. I'm just trying to picture Quebec. Because it could be anywhere in Quebec too, right? So it's like not even just local. I got nothing. Fuck it. I can't say
And
this.
I will chime in that now that I've been sticking my nose in this and drinking this for the last 10 minutes, I don't think there are any off flavors on the nose. I doesn't mean I like the nose very much, but now that it's like aired out, I don't smell any DMS or whatever. It's just kind of a not very exciting nose that I don't really love.
something 2-3 years ago, I would have been like, man, this beer. That's
Yeah,
where I'm at.
I can
There
definitely
is
see that.
something about it that I don't I don't know. I'm not gonna say that's off, but I don't like it on the nose for sure.
Yeah. So we ready
Take this
to
off.
reveal?
Yeah,
All right,
let's see if the color's on point first.
let's do it.
Kevin's just laughing at us. I love it.
Woof.
No,
Every
the color.
time.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, we were. Oh shit, we were totally right.
Yo, you guys were good.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked about
Oof.
same as the other one.
Yeah.
Clear-ish.
But dead on with that orange more than yellow. Did you want to document the opening? All right. I'm just not going to look. Don't say it, just in case we're all like looking at it at different times.
We're good.
Kevin's
Yeah,
doing
I can open it. Just don't say it yet.
Ah,
What's up?
another underrated brewery that
Oh, okay. We can wait. I was going to wait. Don't
Kevin
say it.
left.
Still don't say it. I'm looking down. Don't.
Huh. Looks.
Hey,
Really?
we nailed it.
Yeah.
My throwing up the hops thing.
Yeah, you got it, man. Eldorado.
Yeah.
You got Eldorado?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just saying a hop name though.
I've seen this. Who's this by? Lux. I've seen this, but I haven't. I definitely haven't had it. Okay, Mosaic and Eldorado. So we got. Well, actually, between us, we got it. And 6.5. Noah, you actually said 6.5. Which is
Good
good.
for you.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's right. Interesting.
I mean, it's pretty easy, right? Almost every IPA is 6.5, so it's not like I'm some superstar or something.
Yeah, interesting. Once again, though, I don't know.
Yeah.
Has anyone had this before?
I think I had the double, not this one.
Okay. I wonder if it gets hazier as you pour the
As we
yeast
get
and
to the bottom.
stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
If it's this, I mean, maybe, but I'm thinking
I mean,
it's
it
gonna
could.
be more or less that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not in love with it, but
Well, to call it a double dry hop New England IPA that tastes like that, that's pushing it.
Yeah.
I would say.
it's a little bit of a boost.
Also, yeah.
But this totally threw me
Yeah.
off.
I love the experience. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's so much. I think
Very
this
cool.
is harder doing the same style, like
Oh, for sure.
because they're different, but the similarities are, somewhat close.
Every-
Yeah,
And every little change, it makes it that much more bigger.
exactly.
And what I like about it is, as you guys said, it's a bit old school, and you have a bit of the nose of a pear too. Like stone fruit. You have also a bit of melon. I don't know, say
Mhm.
watermelon a bit.
Mhm.
So it's like kind of New England, kind of old school, kind of something you never tried before. There's something like, as Noah said, it's off. It's not off. So that's why I choose it. It's really fun, a really fun beer. But like, if you never tried it, it's good. As Matt said too, it's the bomb. But like, it's not the easiest of the easiest, right?
Gotcha.
So
It was a good one for an experiment like this because it threw us off.
Mhm.
Like it's a harder one to guess during this type of stuff. Where are these guys from?
Yeah.
Joliet.
Joliet.
Okay, not too far.
A lot of breweries from Joliet, no?
Yeah, I think that's Rent must be cheap out there, eh?
Isn't Archibald?
Oh,
Villeray, where Villeray,
Alchemist?
yeah, Alchemist, yeah.
I don't know.
I wonder, do these guys have a facility or are they contracting?
I don't know.
They might be doing it out of.
Yeah,
It would say on the can.
because it says something
Yeah.
brewed by
Isn't
this.
also Malmstrom?
Malmstrom are in,
Malmstrom in Geneva
no,
too?
they're in Notre Dame de Prairie.
Mm.
We interviewed them a couple of years
Oh,
ago.
you're right. It says Brassé au Québec par Dot.
Well, no, this thing's the Quebec Inc. number. So like that's a Quebec
Yeah.
incorporated business.
Oh,
Brewed
okay.
from there for Lux Artisan Brasseur. So that means it's contracted.
It's a contract.
Yeah.
I wonder if they like this beer.
We got to ask them.
You know how it is, right?
I think that makes a difference as far as like using Overhop as the example. It's a lot harder to
Damn
nail a
right.
beer like this
Oh, it's
in a contract situation without that level of control. So
yeah.
it's, you know what I'm saying? So you got to like look at
Yeah,
like
100%.
Hazy is a whole different beer now from Overhop since they've been doing
Okay.
it themselves versus when they were doing it at Usher. So yeah, you got to
Just
give
me
me.
or is are Triscuits underrated?
Oh, Triscuits are pretty lit.
Triscuits rock.
Yeah, they're probably pretty good for palate cleansing.
I'm eating,
well, that's why we're for anyone.
very, very healthy crackers.
What are they?
Oh,
I remember. Waza! WSA.
Okay.
Yeah.
This
do
is
we have any comments?
no, actually, people aren't really commenting. I bet they're just but we've got more listeners and more viewers than we normally do. So I feel like people
Oh,
are
we
just
do?
watching, laughing at us. Hey guys, you can comment if you like.
Oh, how are we doing, everyone? Give us a. Are we being too? Am I being too mean to poor Lux?
No, I don't think you were being mean. I think
Let
it
us
was
know.
accurate. I think we're being delicate as well because we're also here. Steph Dells said Triscuit does rock. There you go.
Yeah, Steph
We're not
Dell's
talking about
rocks,
the beer,
too.
but we're talking about the
Dell.
Triscuits. Shouts to Steph. But yes, I feel like we're always gentle because none of us here are in the business of shitting on anybody. It's not positive. It's not what we're about. This is you can only say what you like or what you don't like. So I feel like we're not even really being constructive. It's just a straight like trying to identify flavors, and we just happen to
Right.
comment whether we like it or not. I don't think that's a negative thing, and I don't think it's a judgmental thing either. And I'm sure that as we drink
No, I
these
think it's
beers,
just it's just us trying to figure out what the hell the beer is.
correct. And we have
Pretty
to.
much.
If you're like, oh, I like this kind of flavor, I don't really like this kind of flavor, and it helps you sort of like talk it through.
Absolutely.
Do you still have any in your previous glass sitting in front of you? From the
No,
first, beer?
I didn't. I drank it all. I just put it back in the fridge.
Because
That's
going back to that one, I just took a sip and it's like a fruit salad, just bursting. You compare to the second one, which is a lot more.
okay. So a different vibe. I mean, maybe if this is brewed out of Alchemist.
Even though they look like literally, they're identical. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't see that. Anyway,
A little bit.
they're like, they look-
It just disappears in the background. Hop Citizen says, "G'day, mates. Scown on bloke." You know?
Metal Brothers.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. So, round 3, fellas.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I'm excited. I'll wait. Maddie and Kevin, you guys can go first. Tiff says, "You're doing very well." Thanks, Tiff. Thank you so
Steph.
much. Actually, you know what? Yeah, can you grab number 3, please, babe? Oh, I should have given you the other one to put back in. Is that how you feeling so far, Noah? You're doing well, bro. Thank you, sweetheart. Colby Bungay says, "This is a super fun live stream. Love the hop guesses." Thanks, man. The hop guesses are actually much more fun than I thought. This was kind of cool because this is not really what we expected, I guess. And
No, exactly.
the all haze thing is actually a pretty cool twist on the whole blind thing. and it's like adding in the hop guesses has made the whole thing like super interesting. I think, like I'm really enjoying that almost more than anything else. Trying to identify the hops because you think you know, you don't always know.
You think you know.
All right. Dwayne is saying, not much thirsty Thursday, drank a sick as Old Val. Mate, get some Old Val in your bloke. Tiff's also saying, AUVAL. Sorry, I told funny. Tiff's saying, yeah, I like the hop guesses too. The hop guesses are lit. We should do a single hop challenge. Ooh, what's this? How would that work?
Amazing if we could. Well, you'd have to get a bunch of beers that were all single hopped and having. It would be super challenging.
Oh,
you have to get them all fresh.
Yeah.
You'd have to find single hop beers. You know what would be awesome is if we convinced the brewery to do it for us.
Yes. Just make like 4 different ones?
That would be pretty hard though. Or we ask 4 different breweries, or even 3, to each brew a single hop beer, and then we have to try and figure it out live. But we will fail miserably, so maybe it isn't the best.
Well, it's actually kind of, even if we fail, it's not really the point is succeeding, it's just trying, right? Tiff is also saying, we get single hop beers from various series, and then try and do it. But yes, it might be a challenge, but it could be a thing. Steph is saying blind test a bunch of smashed beer. That's kind of taking the single hop thing to the next level. So single hop, single malt. I mean, that's. I wonder how many people make smashes these days. Like, it's probably not a ton.
Not that many, I would say.
In a long time.
Because it's hard to make a smash. I think make it hazy, no?
That's pretty true. Unless they use that kind of yeast, but then they might need. Yeah, if it's single malt, you're right, because otherwise what you're going to make a beer with only oats? Like, it's probably not going to work so well.
Beautiful. Okay.
Dan is saying, shouts to Dan downstairs. You guys are doing sick. Don't be too harsh on yourselves. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate you, cuz. Hop guessing is mad tough. Yeah, fuck, man. It seriously is. It's super, super tough. Wow, 15. This is like a third mood level viewers right now. All right. You guys are popular.
It's
a Santa hat.
And the hat and the sweater.
It's a festive. I think it's Kevin's Donatello mask. It's Matthew's festive background.
Are you putting on the mask every time we put on ours?
I was about to ask that.
I did for the first beer.
Oh, but not for the second.
You should do. I mean, I like your glasses.
For the second.
Stupid.
What I was saying before is he was doing this.
I never did that.
You should do it this time, though.
We're gonna rewind the
You
tape.
should do it this time.
We're gonna check it. Shall we do round 3? All right.
Number 3.
Number
Yes.
3. Number 3. I'm excited. I'm scared.
We're climbing up the echelon now. Let's see.
Yeah.
We're
I want some haze. I want a true haze. Let's see.
Taking off
Oh,
my
a true
sweater.
haze.
I'm dying.
Wow, savage. Wow.
Hold on, let me take my blindfold off. You're taking off your sweater.
And there goes the shirt.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh, get nude. One good thing about this as well, like we're not. You can pull, please, babe. We're not like because we're sipping hardly anything. Like, we're not drunk, and that makes it so much easier. It's not being smashed, and we're just having a few sips, like a couple ounces. Otherwise, like
we are less entertaining though because of that.
I mean, that'll happen later.
You'll
But
just
like,
have to stick around.
exactly, it's a matter of time. Ooh, it sounds hazy. The pour.
Yeah, it's.
Oh,
It seems thicker.
Oh, just viscous. Super viscous.
So that's super
Thank you, baby.
grapefruit on the nose.
All right. Thank you. Woof. Nice.
Mad grapefruit. Yeah.
I feel like it's familiar. Like, I guess.
Yeah.
Kevin's laughing at me. Better not be. No, it's possible.
Yeah. I wonder if Kevin put any trick beers in here. I got a feeling he seems cheeky. You seem cheeky to Kevin. I feel
Yes.
What would be a trick beer?
I don't know, like
a brew juice or something.
a brew juice. Well, not even that. Someone, Mike Beer Brit, was talking to me. He's like, because before he thought that Tiff was doing it before he realized that it was the Canette making the decisions, and he was like, "Oh, tell Tiff, hopefully Tiff will slip in a Vox Nova Hops or a Hopism or something." So that was like the only
He
thing.
had thought about doing that, about
Yeah,
slipping
I wanted
in
to do it, but
both of them.
Yeah, but probably didn't work
I
out.
think
So,
the timing didn't work. We'll see.
even for you, Greg,
yeah,
I could have put like the bière de vacances.
Yeah.
Ooh.
that would be pretty funny.
Yeah.
It would be like, this is not that hoppy. I smell
smells-
lactose. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Sour.
I'm getting tropical fruit. I feel like there's pineapple again.
Super tropical.
Yeah.
Yeah, tangerine again, grapefruits.
To me, it's got like
It
that
smells amazing.
canned pineapple juice. Like straight, when you open the can
Yeah.
of the pineapple rings or some shit, like straight that.
Yeah.
Like real, almost to the point of candied, but it's just nature's candy.
This is really candy.
Yeah, I like it.
But a lot of that tangerine thing too. For
Yeah.
Sure.
Super bright. I mean, off this nose, it's still hard to tell because you can have an opaque, as opposed to hazy beer, smell like this too. So this is not really giving me any body, like, indications yet.
I think this is the haziest of the three. But
Oh, yeah?
It smells like Monster Haze. It smells like something that I would be excited to drink.
Okay.
But I
Which
don't think it's like as bright as I
The
don't know,
first one?
Sir John or
Mm. Oh,
Canada.
okay.
Like I don't think it's that yellow. I think it's a darker malt.
Darker? Okay. Yeah, I don't really know what else.
But yeah, you're definitely right on that candied pineapple thing. You get you're getting like a lot of like
No?
Yeah.
Papaya too.
We're just...
what?
Papaya, yeah.
Mm,
Papaya, yeah, for sure.
yeah, it's part of that. Like, I feel like less, but it's like in the mix for sure, yeah. I like it a lot, though.
Like melon.
Yeah, it's just a melon
It's like
vibe.
that off juice there. I love it.
Yeah. I don't
Fermented
know.
fruit juice.
Fermented fruit juice, yes. What about any ABV guesses? Or hops? I got nothing on
It
hops.
has to be higher.
Think it's higher?
Yeah, it's hops is definitely higher than 6.5.
Yeah,
I'm, just from the nose, I think it's still that
that ABV.
6.5.
I was thinking 7, but I feel like I've
Yeah.
thought 7 every single time. So
When I say 6.5, I kind of mean 6.5, 7. Like
yeah.
Let's say
I mean,
somewhere
I'd be
between.
not jumping to 8 and not 5.
So are we saying
I
6.5
don't think
to 6.5 to 7.5 maybe?
Yeah. I would say between 6 and 7. That would be my guess, just from the nose.
Okay.
I haven't sipped yet.
Okay. Anything else?
You
or
guys
should
sipped
we...
it?
No.
I haven't sipped it yet. No.
Okay.
Shall we sip?
What about hops?
Hops, I think it's definitely a blend of a bunch of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me guess. Mosaic? Yeah, it's gotta be
Mosaic.
mosaic.
Maybe there's a slight citra fruitiness.
Maybe Citra, but like I don't know, man.
One of the last ones, you know.
Yeah, I feel like I'm
The
gonna.
You guys getting this,
lower
like,
class.
it's like almost like a dank wet fruit thing. I'm not even yeah.
That fermented fruit juice there.
Yeah.
Yeah, what Maddie said before.
Something
I don't love that component of the nose. Otherwise, it's pretty nice, but there's a certain underlining funk that I'm not in love with. Anyway, let's sip.
All right, get in ya.
juice.
Oh, this is straight like Third Moon style overripe fruit, heavy.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is sweet. This is really sweet.
Really
Super
sweet,
sweet.
insane
No.
overripe fruit.
Creamy.
Which, yeah, definitely creamy, but I feel like it's got less body than the first one, which would probably tell me that it could be between that 6 and 7 actually, as opposed to a high end. I'm not getting a lot of ethanol warmth at all. It's pretty chill.
Exactly. Usually, this level of sweetness you find in a double, but I don't think it is. I don't think it's.
Unless it's just really well made. Could be a well made double. You just
It
not
might be
taste
a
it.
double. I think this is a double.
It's hard when there's that much sugar. It's hard to pick up on the ethanol.
Mm.
But I don't think it is. I think it's a 6.
You know what?
But
I'm starting to agree with Matt on this because this mouthfeel is a lot heavier than the last couple, which was 6.5 and 6.3. This is like now I'm
That's
having.
definitely higher.
Yeah, I'm definitely leaning towards higher, like 7.58. It's too sweet, and like Noah, you're saying you don't get. I just feel like you don't get this much
now
sweetness.
you're questioning myself, man.
No, that's the fun of this
Do
shit, right?
I jump on the bandwagon or do I stick to my gun?
No, see how you feel.
Noah's-
I wasn't
Honestly,
changing.
I'm
Sorry?
gonna take a few more sips and then.
Sorry.
make a decision.
Yeah, Kevin, what did you say, man?
Noah's grumpy.
Mhm.
So look
less
at him with his hat and his beard. He's like, oh no.
Like a grumpy Grumpy
Grumpy the Smurf.
Grumpy Santa.
Oh, Grumpy the
Oh, the
Snow White.
dwarf. Yeah,
The
yeah.
dwarf.
Kinda.
Because he's got the hat. Yo, I really like this. It's growing on me a lot more now. I really
I like
think,
it too.
Yeah, I think it's
It's
at
got a
7.58.
dang bite.
Yeah.
It's up there. This is a Reverbère, even hypothetically one of those.
I think that's what it is.
Say that again, Matty.
That's my guess.
Say it in
It's
English, please.
Brasserie Générale.
Yeah.
Brasserie Générale's Reverbère.
Oh, Reverbère.
Number 2. I can't remember which is the higher one. It's the higher one.
Number
Yeah,
2
I
was the
think
higher
it's
one.
either the double or the single from Brasserie Générale. I just can't figure out.
I don't
which
think
one
it's a
it is. You guys
single.
seem
The higher
confident.
ABV one. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is this, if it is, I had the 2 from the 7th anniversary one, and I let it sit like a month, and it wasn't fantastic after a month. But I had the number 7 like pretty fresh, and that shit was insane. And I just messed up, and I just forgot about it. So unless they did another batch, and I'm pretty sure they're doing those beers more often now, right? The Reverbère series.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of the fartiness, so maybe it's that Cryo Citra,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that could be it.
Oh yeah, this is that. Yeah,
which I know is in that beer.
I agree with you guys. This is really good. I like it more and more
I
as
love
I'm
it.
going.
Yep.
I got a feeling
I
that
love
if
that brew.
the actual Reverbère 2, how hazy is it? Because I had it when it was probably 5 weeks old, so it was like it had dropped.
It's
a
pretty
lot.
haze.
Right.
It was pretty
Was
good.
it similar to the 7? Because the 7 was milky, bright yellow. Excuse me.
Oh, I don't remember. I think it's in the same wheelhouse for sure.
Same wheelhouse. Okay.
Yeah, the 7 is not considered as a double.
No, it's a single, right? But
And
like
the
the
2.
color of
Yeah.
the 7, is it similar to the 2, generally speaking?
If I recall, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's kind of the same wavelength.
Mm. Yeah, I think we might have. I think I'd be comfortable enough to stab that. That's what it was. Being that you guys, I can. It's got the.
I think that's what it is. But
Yeah, it's got the
I'm
sweetness
gonna
of.
just to be contrarian, I'm gonna say it's the same. It's the Brasserie Générale, but I'm gonna say it's the single IPA.
okay.
Oh, that's the What
That way,
was
at
it?
least one of us gets to be wrong.
I like big hops.
Grumpy.
Did you say I like?
yeah,
like
maybe.
I like big hops, or it could be the Riverbère 7, right?
Okay.
Because Riverbère squared or 2 was the double, and then 7 was the
I think
standard
it was
that
the other
came
way
out.
around. I think 7 was the.
No, I think 2 was the double, wasn't it?
Does anyone know?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember, but my guess is the higher ABV one.
But I think it's all. I mean, assuming we're right, I think it's pretty cool that we were able to pick out the brewery. But
Yeah.
again, hey, maybe we're completely fucking wrong.
Completely, but I don't think it's like big hops because I had that at the brewery and it was more the milky haze and that bright. It did not have this.
It's super different, yeah.
Overripe
it's
fruit.
not-
That's the one that's with
It's not as
Emporium,
sweet.
right?
No, it's-
No, the Emporium one is called New Hops on the Block, and that one has
Okay.
passion fruit in it, and you can tell that it's got passion fruit in it because it has fucking passion
pretty
fruit.
intense.
But I like Big
Okay.
Hops is like a real like Bar Canada style, like hyper style, like chalky, milky New England, as opposed to the Reverbère. Well, the Reverbère is actually similar to that too, but not the number 2. And I never really had the 2 properly, but from what I recall, I think you nailed it on this one. Shall we do it?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Color's gorgeous. Yeah.
Woo! Every time.
It's got that fart.
All right, so looking at this color,
Let's-
definitely much more yellow. Nice haze here, man. All right, I mean, don't say it again, just because Tiff's taking photos on the.
Can I start tearing?
Yeah, start tearing, but just don't say anything, please.
Well, we're right. Which one was it?
Oh God, we rock. I am right.
Yeah, you had it. Number 2.
Yo.
Boom,
The
you
higher
got it.
ABV one. Yeah.
You're the man, Matt.
Hey, that rocks. I have drank a bunch of these.
Well, I was actually talking to who's our contact? Again?
Max or Pierre.
Yes, Max. I was talking to Max, and he was
Max.
saying that he found it turned out way sweeter than he wanted it to.
Okay.
Need to fix that.
This is
Which I
still,
think
man.
I love
This
your
is
beers.
yeah, man. We're having them on in
Hook me up.
a couple weeks. These guys are awesome, man. Great people, great brewery. This is a really good choice, Kevin. This is sick. I love this beer, and it's really funny
Yeah.
because the funniest part, we were just talking about this beer in the first one when I think, Maddie, you said that, like, oh, I wonder if it's Brasserie Generale, and Noah was like, no, they're much sweeter. And then as soon as we got like a nice sweet IPA, you're able to pick it. And as far as the hops, Cryo Mosaic and Cryo Citra, and that was also something that you said, Matt, that you would had Cryo Citra in it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hop bomb.
Fuck,
Yeah.
Matt, the expert up in. What the fuck is
Here we go.
it?
This was
I've had this beer a few times.
okay. Do you know what's interesting?
Matt like it.
This was brewed the 25th of September, which potentially was
The
the.
second batch.
This is okay. I had the first batch. That's what it was, because this is significantly better than the one I had, but mine was old. But at the same token, this is 2 months old. It shouldn't be this good.
You didn't get that in your when you got the
Yeah, I got one of every. They just sent me
Oh.
one of everything, but the when I had it, it was just not like the 7. So the 7 was the single, and the 7 I was like, this is insane. It was so good.
Right.
And I remember this as being like I didn't enjoy it that much because I felt it was too old. So potentially, if this is the second batch, the first batch was for the anniversary, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, so then this is the second one, so maybe they changed it a little bit, but this is fantastic. These guys are fucking awesome, man.
And Kevin was one of the only places in Montreal that got that drop, the anniversary one.
Oh yeah? Did you get all?
I think there was more people, but we've been lucky for this one.
Yeah.
So
Did you get
Great.
all of them? Did you get the two the Mama Gato one and
All the bottles and stuff.
oh
Yeah,
yeah, the
Calculon.
Mama Gâteau,
Yeah, that's
so good.
I've got it in the fridge. I haven't tried it yet.
Calculon too.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is fun.
that shit is crazy. Colby is saying, literally just salivating from the thought of this beer. I'm like, yes, I get it, and you should be salivating because these guys are fucking sick. I love it. This is a great one.
Yeah,
It's
that was,
really-
that was a good choice for the lineup.
Yeah, man, it was really interesting going from, like, at first it didn't taste like a double IPA, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, like, okay, like it started.
Well,
to,
it was the sweetness. The sweetness is so intense that
Yeah.
I wasn't getting the but towards the end I was like, yeah, I think they're right. But you know what?
Can artistic too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, well, they just got a new artist.
Yeah, this Romain Lazare. I've been following him on Instagram, or them on Instagram, and super cool stuff they've been doing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, really, really cool because I think these guys are a fantastic story of like a brewery who've really upgraded, changed the way they do it around, and really like just stepped the game up across the board from the Haze, doing like really exceptional. I remember Noah telling me about them like earlier this year. You're like, yo, have you had these guys? I'm like, no, I didn't really know who they were, to be honest. I'd heard of the name, but never had any of their beers. And Noah was like, yo, you need to check them out. And when we went to Quebec City in like August or whatever, we went and visited for the vlog, and I was just insanely impressed with everything they were doing, from like the stouts, the sours, even the crispy boys were great.
They step up a lot, and
Yeah,
that's
big
super
time.
cool to see.
Yeah, it's really nice to see
Especially a
that.
brewery that's been around for 7 years. You know, love that.
Yeah, man.
Hustling,
Like,
catching.
Hustle.
This is
Yeah.
the cat you never get to see. She
Oh.
never comes visits me when.
Wow.
She likes Triscuits too.
Maybe.
Always the black one. That's Rooney. That's jumping all over me. Yeah, but Brasserie Generale, they I had tried their stuff in the last couple of years. Like they did Izzy which was
Yeah.
an
That's pretty good,
IPA,
that.
but it was like a 5% IPA, and they released
Yeah,
that
it was
a
a
while
session.
ago. Yeah. And that was a solid beer. I remember being taken back by how good it was, because even at the time there wasn't a lot out there in terms of beers like that. And then they've done like a speckling of interesting things, and then I feel like in the last year they really stepped it up. Now they're full on riding that, like I say, the hype train, but they're like concentrating very much on the thing people are into. So like the pastry stouts and the fun sours. But then to do this beer, which is like a mixed fermentation gin barrel aged Berliner with is there a fruit component?
I don't think so.
No.
It's a bit like limey-ish.
Yeah.
In the
This
taste, but
was
there's no.
This was really something special. I was really happy, and he was really happy with it. And it tastes a bit young. Like it felt like it could use a bit of time, and he was saying that too. But I think he's going to send us a bottle to do on the podcast, Craig, so we can see if it's changed much in the last couple of months. But it probably hasn't.
I guess I should have it soon. I still haven't tried it yet, but I know you said it was probably one of the best beers you had this year, right?
It was up there, yeah. But honestly, hold on to it. Because if he's going to send you one to have on the podcast, then sit on that one for a couple of years and then see what it's like.
That's not a bad idea. Plenty of space for it. But yeah, no, these guys are good. This was just a really good choice. I like that. A lot of these guys are also... Were they weren't in Montreal that heavy before, eh? Like they had little drops or something, or what was their deal? Anyone know?
Oh no, their stuff goes everywhere.
Yeah.
They have a pretty big facility. But I like the anniversary beers. I don't think went everywhere. Well, Kevin could probably speak to that better than me.
Yeah,
Well, I've been lucky enough. I knew they were doing their anniversary, and like we were looking on the social media, all the big releases, and I was like, man, we need some. And I don't know if the COVID helped or not, but like they decided to share some, so we managed to get our hands on it, and like that was a blast. And yeah, even from the sours, from the pastry, it's all well done.
Yeah,
super
it really was.
well,
everything.
super well done, and
Yeah. The pastry
There was
is
no
impressive.
flop on that
No.
lineup. Like
No.
even the fruited sour with lactose and vanilla,
Bromance.
which often isn't my thing.
romance, yeah.
I quite liked it. I really did. It was good.
Yeah.
It was tart enough to cut through that sweetness, and it wasn't a mess. It was solid. And the pastry stout, it wasn't quite as good as what Buck Canada pumps out, but it was close. It wasn't far off. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I loved it during my 200th episode, which I recorded at 11 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
You pulled a Noah.
Yeah, you so did.
Yeah.
What time were you in bed that night, Matty?
Not at Noah time.
No. Later that you just kicked on. I love it.
9:30 sharp.
It was a marathon.
6 p.m. Okay, I get it.
Steph saw me that day.
Yeah.
Who's watching right now? Yeah.
Respect. I love it. That was a good beer for it. Shall we do number 4? How we feeling?
Number 4.
Number 4?
Numero cat.
Oh yeah, I'll give you that one. Thank you, baby.
I promise to be less grumpy.
Yeah.
So,
No, you can be grumpy if you like, bro. I respect the grump. So doing pretty well so far. You are. You're performing. You're performing here, no? You're performing. You're not pulling a Nate, as they say. Sorry, Nate. Love you.
Oh,
Woo!
Nate, are you listening, Nate? Nate, are you listening? We're
Nate,
talking
Nate.
to you.
I'm only joking.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Nate.
Be your own people. Wow. Sorry, Nate. Fucking hot, man. Seriously, this onesie is lit, bro. I think everyone should have onesies. I wish they weren't so fucking hot. Why is it so hot, man? Woof! I love it. This is great. I feel like we should just do blind taste test every podcast.
Yeah, what are we going to talk about once we've done this last one?
I don't know.
It's only 10:30.
Figure it out. I know, right? But Patty's in the building. Patty
8
said,
more hours of podcast.
all right, minimum. Patty's like, oh my god, I'm so late. You must all be drunk by now. Do you know what, Patty? We've probably had a total of 5 ounces each. We are so far from drunk. I'm not even tipsy, and I'm probably the lightest weight here. Like I feel like I just had a bunch of water. Small pause, super small pause. But afterwards, don't worry, we'll get drunk. It's okay.
Patty's mesmerized by my hat right now.
Yeah, she's loving it. Shouts to Patty, shouts to Overhop, Tatiana, Ricardo, Gabriel. You guys are the legends. Love everything you're doing. The Vox and Overhop is such a great beer.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Blew my mind.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Super impressed. I sent my second one to Nate. He asked me for it. I know. He's like, "Do you have any more?" I'm like, "You know what? If it was anybody else, I'd be like, fuck off." But it was Nate, and I was like, "All right, bro, I got you." Kevin, Nate is our he writes for our blog. He's the Instagrammer, but he also writes the BAOS blog. So, you know what? If he asks, I shall deliver. All that means is that Overhop has to do more of it.
Dude, please, I'm so down.
I feel like that's going to be a regular thing. Both, like, I know no bias. I mean, obviously there's bias, but both Hopism and the Vox and Overhops were just such fantastic beers. I would like them. I'd like to see them a couple times a year. I feel like people would care. They lost their minds. How was the response, Kevin, from your side for those two beers? In being
people were crazy about it. Like from Hopism, there was like the hype of Cinquième Baron, which is like really like how to say a natural hype for it, because all they do is pretty like well done, and like people went crazy about it. We had to put limits.
Wow.
And
that's one of the first beers, no?
Yeah, that was really good. And also, I'm a sucker for Nelson Sauvin, so you know.
That combo, Galaxy Nelson, there's something about it.
Yeah.
And for the Vox and Overhops, that was like really like a crowd too. But I would say, like as we said before, the Overhop we had were mostly done in Ashlag, not brewed by Overhop. So there was like not as big as a hype on it, but like as soon as people started to drink it, they came back, and the brewer, he did a really good job. Now Overhop they need to step up to get on that level all the time, and that's a really bright future for them, because that's amazing.
Yeah.
Gabriel Perron, you can do it.
Yep.
Yes. Colby says all because of Ollie. Haha. What's that? Is that to do? Who's Ollie? Is that to do with something to do with you, Matt?
Ollie's, that's Thirsty Thursday. Is that Steph that said that? Or Colby?
Colby.
Okay, because Colby received Vox and Overhouse because of Ollie.
Well, as in like Samus? Ollie?
No, Ollie Samus. Yes, exactly. Ollie Samus. Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, because of you.
I have a bassist name, Ollie. That's why.
Yes. Yeah, because of you, he comes and watches our shit. So he's a good dude.
That's correct. He rocks.
Yeah, man. Round 4. Shall we?
Boom.
Do it,
mate. I'm scared. I don't know what Kevin did. There hasn't been any pranks yet.
I just want to see Noah with how he.
I want to see how he does it, because we just keep putting things on.
Do it.
Do it, Noah. Do it. You dickhead.
I'm sure I don't look any better.
Hello. This is Grumpy Noah.
Hello, Grumpy Noah.
This is Grumpy.
It's funny because you're the nicest person ever.
This nose is vegetal.
Who was doing that?
Noah's doing it.
Yeah, me.
Oh, you're making fun of yourself. That's good. That's good.
That's the way to do it, man. I get people to like you.
Yeah, so you gotta have a good sense of humor, you know. Ooh. I feel like we've done
bad.
Yes, I feel like we haven't done so bad, considering, like, all things considered. It's pretty good.
So for this one, I sold out. So I had to do a paper of it. So I'm going to show people about it. And
did you draw
bad.
I hope he drew it. I hope he drew the.
I'm really sorry, guys.
That's okay.
I love you, but
are you making fun of us in this picture?
And I'm gonna drink something else because I don't have anything else. But like, it's a good step out for a brewery I really like too.
Hey,
but-
guess what? The nose on this is fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's like
perfection.
apple almost.
It's a little vegetal. Again, veggies.
Oh yeah.
Celery.
It's got an apple vibe.
A bit of
corn in here.
Wow, it's really good. It's big. This smells like a big ass nose.
Yeah, I think this is a double IPA.
Yeah, I would
Just
guess
from
it's
the
a double IPA from the nose alone. So it's very tropical, very bright.
It's lovely.
I
I'm
get
thinking-
some apple vibes.
Apple, eh?
Apple, eh?
Melon too, like honey melon.
Yeah, I could probably see some melon in there. Maybe like nectarine.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm pulling it out my ass. There's something I can't put my finger on it. Maybe it's papaya.
Super tropical.
Because it's not like heavy pineapple.
mango?
Like
The
yeah,
mango?
maybe it's mango. It's just like really juicy mango or something.
Yeah, papaya is good. Mango too.
Yeah, I
But
feel
at
like
the same time, it's like those things obviously aren't actually in here. So sometimes it's like this weird combination where your brain's trying to find that association, but that association doesn't actually exist. You know what I mean? So you're like, you're just like searching for that thing. And I find that's one of the most fun parts about writing about beer is trying to make that connection, but also just trying to describe the undescribable. I
yeah.
don't know if that makes sense.
You guys are much better at it than me.
I'm an amateur.
It's something I must work on.
It's really hard. Like when I read, like I pull mine out of my house. I've never professed to know anything about this stuff. When I read like Noah's stuff, I'm just like, oh, like I would never have described it that way because it's a different approach. The way that you're thinking about the beer, I'm much more like lower level,
Linear.
Yeah, like I can pull out some good stuff sometimes, but I can't describe it like stewed apple with candied pecans. Like I can't do that shit. I want me even making fun because it's accurate.
You don't give yourself enough credit because you do it well. I don't know why you think you don't.
It's okay. It's just really rudimentary. Yeah. I know. I'm just getting a lot of like.
It's not, though. It's really not.
I think you're right, Noah, when you said we're trying. That's a really, really good way to think of it. Is that when we're trying to get the nose, where it's a melange, it always is, and your brain's trying to pull one thing out, and it's really hard. So it almost just feels like if you have a big tropical fruit salad, you pull all the fruit out and just that juice at the bottom with all everything. Yeah. It's like that.
That's what this smells like.
Yeah. Like
and
a bunch of unidentified.
It's something that literally doesn't even have a single ounce of fruit in it, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. So it's all hops. Like
it's
total
total
that combination of hops and the yeast and the malts, obviously, but like that fruitiness is coming from the hop profile mostly.
100%. I'm definitely getting that melon that you said before, Matt. Like I feel like like cantaloupe, like an orange melon.
Yeah.
And mango and citrus too. I would say.
Yeah.
It's like the mango's coming through now, and you said citrus. Eh? What kind of citrus? Like orange or just kind of general citrus?
I'd say more orange, or maybe I'll be pretentious. Blood orange. I smell blood orange. Blood orange has been sitting on the counter for exactly 3 days.
Yes. I totally get that. Yes, absolutely.
And some pineapple, though. I get pineapple in there too.
Now I feel like a touch. Earlier on, not so much, but I feel like it's like it's coming out. I guess as the it warms, the flavors are mixing up more.
Well, there's so many layers to it. I've noticed this too, right? Because like as you swirl the glass around, the beer kind of starts coating the side of the glass, right? And then it starts drying a little bit, and I find that ends up releasing like a slightly different aroma too. So like I find the aromas you get when you initially pour out, and then it starts releasing the gas, that gives you something, and then as it settles down and you start swirling, I find it's always this kind of changing experience, and then you combine that with the temperature changing, and even I guess your nose adjusting too, because I'm imagine that your nose kind of takes in the aromatics at first, and then that gives you one thing, and then it probably it gets used to the more pungent flavors, and then slowly starts picking up on the more subtle ones over time.
Yeah, that's a great point. I feel like I'm like as you were sort of talking about that with regard to your nose sort of changing and what it's picking up. I felt like sort of towards the end there, I started getting a little bit of that ethanol, that warming alcohol kind of vibe, which would indicate that
it's more up to an 8 or
off the nose alone. I would be saying around that 8 mark. It's too much fruit. There's something that's ballsy about it, and that ethanol is like, I feel like, maybe over time, once alcohol sits, it starts to, the gas slowly seeps out a little bit, and maybe that's what I'm catching.
And I think we're in a unique position of knowing that Kevin probably didn't put a double IPA before.
Well, he said in the order he would drink it, right?
Unless he's trying to trick us.
You never know. Kevin's a tricky bugger with a lovely chalice.
Sip this bad boy?
Sorry, no?
You want to sip it?
Yeah, can we please?
Let's do it.
Get in here. Look at that. It's like
Cheers.
it's like a 10-minute sniff session. Jesus.
I love it. I love it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think I know what the beer this is.
This is,
I know you know.
just say it if you like.
I think it's Broken Q.
That would be a good guess. I love that beer.
Or Hippie Rock, but I don't think you received Hippie Rock. But I think it's Broken Q, because I had Hippie Rock the other day. And
So did I, and I
wasn't
don't
doing
think this
it.
is... No, Broken
So
Cues.
it's definitely Sank and Battle, you think?
Noah hacked my phone. That's what he knows.
Hack my phone.
Got in there.
It would be a great beer to follow up the last one with.
Yeah. Definitely getting that alcohol that I got in the nose. It's definitely 8-ish, for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm
Yeah,
getting a little
no
more
question.
citrus, a little touch of like that, the overripe fruit vibe, as opposed to the dankness that you can. It is actually quite common in Sankian's double IPA, so that would actually align with that.
There's a nice dank linger.
Yeah, wow, this is fucking
It's,
great. Real subtle sweetness too. It's not over the top. It's coming through, but
Especially
it's
compared to the last one, which was a very, very sweet beer.
super sweet beer.
Absolutely.
Wow, this is nice.
This beer, like the first time I had it, it was quite sweet. I didn't love it, but then this more recent batch is fucking really on point.
It was one of the best.
Like it was the opposite. I remember before I thought Hippie Rock destroyed this beer, and then this last 2 batches, I found this one so much better than the new version of the latest Hippie Rock. I'm not sure why.
I thought the new Hippie Rock was better than the last one of Hippie Rock for sure.
Really? Maybe I waited to drink it, but I didn't.
I had it like, what day is it? Thursday? I had it like Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
And I really liked it. And it was already a month. I actually did it the wrong way around. Chris told me Hippie Rock came out the week before Broken Q, and I should have had it before. I think I had Broken Q last week. And I should have had it before because it would have been older. But so I made sure I cracked it this week, and I was just very impressed. Really, really good. Actually, after we got off that call, we had the call the other night, and I had all Sankey M. I did the Vienna Lager, Hopism, and then Hippie Rock. But at the same time, I'm not gonna lie, I can't even remember. But this definitely gives me Broken Q vibes now you mention it.
Yeah. Hey, we could totally be wrong. This could be anything.
But this is
No, I definitely think you're right.
this is
I think it's
really
Broken
good.
Q as well.
Does anyone remember what the hops are in that one?
I don't.
No, because it wasn't written on the can.
Yeah, and they
Yeah,
don't
they
always.
put very minimal.
I think they do put it on Untapped, if I'm not mistaken.
Christoph.
It's
Chris.
pretty, basic ops too.
Basic hops.
Well, not basic, but like
Mosaic
commonly
Citra.
used hops.
Common hop.
Mosaic
Yeah.
Citra.
Mosaic Citra.
Oh, it's not Citra, it's another one.
Mosaic
Enigma?
To it.
El Dorado, and
Amarillo.
Amarillo.
Is it Galaxy?
No,
No, you can be able to tell if
It's
it's
a
Galaxy.
Nelson.
No, it's
There's
not Nelson.
still.
Oh, no.
no, it starts with the S.
Simcoe. There you go.
Not
Strata?
Sabro.
Simcoe.
Sab? No, it's not.
Simcoe.
Yeah, Simcoe.
There you go.
Oof.
Double dry up, Simcoe Mosaic.
Oh, we're just like
Should we
going.
take off? Or,
Yeah, I guess at this point.
I think we got it. Yeah, I think we got it. Yeah.
You guys are good. So what was for?
Pretty good.
That's about it.
I'm impressed.
So now you can see my cover.
It's beautiful.
Fuck! Ah, it went everywhere.
It's-
All right, keep talking. I gotta fix this. Sorry.
We got you.
Oh my god, this is
So
like
I'm
I've done
really
30
sorry,
things. How
guys,
the fuck
at
does this
Cinquième
keep
Baron.
happening?
This is supposed to look like Matt.
I'm gonna take this off.
I love
Sorry,
this
guys.
beer.
Saturated the
I
couch
love this beer.
myself,
I've also had a few of these.
glasses. Oh my god, man.
But I'm drinking this
I
one.
love mashed
What you guys
potatoes.
doing?
Ooh. Good
Lucky
choice.
man.
It's a second version of it, but I enjoyed the first one better. But up to everybody.
That was
Which one
fun.
is
That was very cool.
I know it's brewski, but which brewski is it?
It's a I'm old.
Clean my glasses now because they're covered in fucking beer. Oh,
Nice.
It's the first one has a Vic yeast in it, so I really enjoyed it. This one is like more. It says Citra, Vic Secret, Denali, and Columbus.
Okay.
Still really good, but the first one was really more like a punch to it.
Is there any way you can get their stuff in the shop?
No, we went for the release. We buy some, and from some people we give to some people, but we can't sell it. It's brewski only.
I think it's a
So
liquor license thing.
Yeah,
The license that the brewery has.
yeah. They can sell on the premises of the brewery, and they can't sell elsewhere.
Exactly.
Oh,
Same
okay.
same thing probably as like Kanawage and Masorum. Yeah, but Masorum has been in a few stores. I saw that they're
Ish.
like
Oh yeah,
like
maybe
the anniversary of Vitsun Biao. They have some Masorum version.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they can make exceptions in certain cases.
I don't know how that works. Yeah, we'll have to ask.
I can have some. You can ask. You tell me.
I'm wondering if
I
some
love that
devs
glass.
just don't care. Because I know like multi hops, they'll like drive to releases and buy a few cases
Okay,
and
yeah.
then release and then sell them at the depth.
That's because Pat is metal as fuck.
That is metal.
He doesn't fucking care. That's why. Pat's been selling shirts out of the back of his van for 20 years. 26 years probably.
How long's his band been around?
So 25, 26 years. I'm
Really?
probably even wrong on that. But yeah, Galunatics have been killing it since the mid 90s.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And if you've never seen him, you should absolutely go check out Galunatics. He's a great frontman.
Really?
Great. Really just super charismatic and full of energy. And he used to work in a funeral home, and he stole or borrowed and never gave back there's these little boxes that people rest caskets on, and when he performs he stands on one of these little boxes.
Why do all your stories have to do with people stealing things from weird places they shouldn't be
I'm
stealing?
a good boy. I've rarely stole anything.
You should go to a hospital and steal someone's heart or something, you know, like some kind of heart donate. Like, yeah, and then you keep it in a.
I have the cooler. I bring the
a jug of
cooler on
vinegar.
stage every night.
Yeah.
This heart was supposed to save a man's life, but now
I'm inspired by Noah and the cooler that he brings to people's
Oh my
houses.
god, the whole
except
you wipe it down. He had to step in a puddle.
Oh, I didn't realize you had it on the
It
floor.
went everywhere.
I don't know what's funnier, this or Craig.
Yeah, Craig too.
He
That's
should have muted. He should have muted us himself at least.
Craig Matt is kind of a fun little thing.
I want to talk about Haze and hype. Why is hype created around Haze? Why is it Haze that creates hype? Why?
I should have put you on mute
Why?
It's fruity.
I'm angry.
because you just sound crazy.
I'm so mad right now. I can't express how mad I am. I had to get changed. I had to clean my glasses. The whole carpet's fucked. Fuck, man.
At least it wasn't stouts, man.
Yeah.
Ah! Oh.
I think it all stems with from the hops. You know, I think hops are what drove the craft beer revolution to begin with. I think IPAs are what made craft beer huge in the United States, which is what kind of which transformed it worldwide. And I think Haze is just the evolution of that, I guess.
Hmm.
You know, going from the English IPA to the American IPA to the more Vermont style IPA or whatever you want to call it West Coast, then Vermont, like Heady Topper thing style, whatever, Alchemist, to Trillium, Treehouse, New England, to now even like next level of that, you know, so these like insane, turbid, harsh, insanely tropical fruit bombs. And I think that's where we're at now. I think it's been hops just guiding, just changing over time. But I wonder what's next. How far can this go?
Well, we enjoy like the Crispy Boys, right? Crispy Boys is something that you and I enjoy, and craft beer enthusiasts enjoy, brewers really enjoy. But the grand market of craft beer aren't going to jump on the Pilsner train.
Well, I mean, it's hard to say. I think maybe it's possible if the craft beer world can bring in the everyday drinker, right? Because like the everyday drinker,
that is true. That is true.
They're just drinking shitty pilsners. So maybe if somehow they can speak to those people, but the problem is the price point.
I was gonna say, yeah. Yeah. So, so it's interesting. When I interviewed Patty from Overhop, she was saying, I had asked her, are there too many craft beer breweries? And she says no, because craft beer in Quebec still takes about 5% of the market.
Yeah.
So it's up to the brewers to be creative and try to grasp those 95% of, you know, big market beer drinkers. But exactly. But the price point is where you're going to lose them.
Yeah, and I mean, like,
also if you have a low price point, you're going to lose the craft beers.
Exactly, because it has to be something cool, something that's out of reach of the, what's the right term?
Yeah. The right term.
I won't say any term, because that's no term is the right term for what I'm talking about.
But also like quality of ingredients too. But yeah, well,
exactly.
At the store, do lagers sell?
Lagers a bit, but it's mostly like pilsners most of the time.
Pilsner sell though? They do well.
Yeah. There's not that much lager right now. So, and also on the style, the West Coast. I'm a huge fan of West Coast, and there's not that many because of the malt that takes a bit more place in the West Coast. And like as you said, people tend to follow more the hops than the malty taste of a beer. And it's sad because there are some breweries that can make like a mean, old school West Coast, and like I miss that.
Yeah, Noctem's is amazing.
Yeah, Noctem, and there's a few others right now, but still it's like it needs to be more hype too. But the Hazy Boys are taking all the spotlight. So
I also wanted to trace the history of Haze in Quebec. For myself, I think the first time that I discovered a Haze, something that really looked different in my glass, was probably either Vox Populi Double Fruit Punch IPA or LTM's IPA. Were probably the first two for myself. I don't know about you, Noah. You were doing this before I was there.
Yeah, it's hard to really pinpoint it exactly, but what I would say, so like if you won't go back even further to the more fruit forward IPAs, you can look at like Yakima, which is more of a classic West Coast.
Pioneer.
and you had like Sabotage from Benelux when they bottled that. That was really solid. So at those times they were kind of like hitting the West Coast thing pretty well. But in terms of moving more towards, I'll just say like Heady Topper-esque Vermont style, heading towards that more contemporary New England thing. You had a couple there, but then it was really, I think, LTM's IPA. At least there was one-offs here and there that kind of like were nailing it, but LTM the first that kind of Alex created this like consistent beer that was released, and then not too long after, Double Fruit Punch came out. But I found that beer didn't fulfill that New England thing quite as well as like the LTM one did.
Yep.
And I'm trying to think what else was coming out at that time.
We're talking about the history of Haze in Quebec, correct?
Okay.
Are you okay, buddy?
Not really.
Yeah,
You're bleeding.
I fell
What's
in the
that from?
kitchen. I just fell in the kitchen with my entire body weight onto the wine fridge, and it ripped my t-shirt, and it's like a big gash right along. And it's
Fuck, man.
I'm in a lot of pain. My knee is like completely bruised up. My wrist is fucked. All from that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. It feels like I don't understand what's happening. It's ridiculous. All from like just slipping because I dropped that one beer and my socks were wet, and I went in the kitchen. I was walking to
Oh my god.
wash my hand. Yeah, it's good times, huh? Yeah, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to stay on. I'm in a fair bit of pain. But continue the conversation. I'll stick for a bit.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I mean, there was, and I remember at Montreal that one year was when LTM had their IPA for the first time, and Vox Populi had their Double Fruit Punch. I'm trying to think who else had stuff going on, and then I think within a couple of years after that, that's when we started getting like a speckling of more breweries doing the style. But I'd say it's only been in the last 2 or 3 years where we've really seen solid contenders in terms of if you want to compare to like Other Half, and even back then Other Half wasn't doing solid New Englands. They were more malt forward and stuff. But like Trillium was nailing it, and Treehouse and stuff like that. But yeah, and then from there, like I remember even just when Bach Canada hit, and that like it's only,
I think that's the first
ago?
like 3.
This is their 3rd anniversary now?
I think that was what changed everything.
Yeah. So there were some going on at the time, right? You had like the Shelton IPA, you had like what Vox Populi was doing, you had
the Democratic IPAs there.
Yep.
Yeah. Exactly. You had a few others, and for whatever reason, I can't think of them at the moment. I mean, you had LTM. One thing I didn't mention was the LTM Double IPA that used to come out once a year, and it was a brewery. It was a brewery-only release that you had to go to Brossard to get, and that beer had a very similar profile to Heady Topper at the time. So, like again, Alex really kind of helped pioneer a lot of that in Quebec, I found. But yeah, then after, like, if you want to go back like three years when Bach Canada hits, there was a few others doing something similar, and then then Missorum drops 2 years ago,
a year and a few months ago, but yeah.
Yeah,
it was July 2019.
But there were there were breweries doing solid New England style IPAs. But there wasn't like a consistent flow of it like it is now, good or bad, like because it's certainly taken over everything. And to Kevin's point there, we kind of lose out a little bit on some of the older style IPAs that we still appreciate because of this like insane snowball Haze
hype train. Yeah.
But I think ultimately it'll come full circle. I mean, I think over time, I don't think New England IPAs are going anywhere. I think it's going to be here to stay. But I think there'll probably be more room for older styles to come back again, other hop forward styles. I hope so anyway, because I feel like it's really kind of pushed out a lot of things that I was into. Like, I love Brett and everything related to Brett, whether it's really horsey, crazy, musty shit or really subtle Brett stuff. Like, I love the whole spectrum, and I feel like we went through this short, like 6 month to a year phase where everyone was doing Brett beers, and then it just died. Where I would love to see a little bit of that come back, because I love the combination of wild yeast and hops, and like I don't feel like I've had a Brett IPA in forever unless I'm at Sutton, and that's about it.
Robin too, no? Doesn't Robin mess around with Brett?
Oh yeah, but not for IPAs.
Yeah, but not hops though. Sorry, I should clarify that. There are still breweries that are a lot of breweries that are doing crazy shit with Brett, like Oval, almost everything, and Sutton, Dunham, half their beers. Sutton is 100% Brett, but I meant more like that combination of hops and wild yeast, even hops and Belgian yeast. Like, as much as sometimes that can be tired and whatever, I still enjoy a solid Belgian IPA once in a while, or even like a Belgian or a hoppy wit, or I don't know, something. But I feel like all that stuff is just pushed aside, and then everyone's doing New England, and then three quarters of them suck at it. So kind of, sorry, that's hard. Maybe not 3/4, but everyone's trying to do it, but I'm not going out. I'm only buying the ones that are great. So I feel like in the last few months I've been just so like 100. Like my fridge is just full of New Englands, and it's only from like 3 or 4 different breweries.
They're getting better though.
And like when you take a break from the New Englands, like you go for Crispy Boys, and just no check, and it's good too. It's fun, but still, it's like you have Coles, you have Vienna Lager, you have like others Crispies that are really good too, but still, it's the IPAs. New England, Pilsners, and I feel like we can do so much more. But
sorry, keep going, Kevin. Sorry.
No, that was pretty much it. We can do so much more, and sometimes it's a bit sad to see like, oh, there's a new release, and like, what is it? Double dry up, double New England,
right?
And like, it might be super good. It's just like, it's already been made, you know. I'm not a brewer, so I don't know all the stuff you need to go around to make like a double New England and all the work it requires, but it's like, it's been done. I'm pretty sure you can do something else, something more like authentic, and that's just my point of view. Sometimes I'm just like, too much New England, and pretty much what we drink tonight is New England, but still, you know.
There's still a lot of variety within that style, I guess, being that we had 4 pretty damn different beers, which is impressive. But even I, as the Haze boy, like, I'm leaning more towards Crispy Boys and stuff these days. My brother just sent me some stuff from Toronto, and I was just get me Crispy Boys. I don't really, I'm sort of like, there's enough good Haze. That's fine. But now you're getting like the not newer breweries, more breweries before, like one that like we had on recently, 4 Origins. They always said, like, Mike never really liked them, always kind of talk shit about it, and now they're doing it because it's kind of like, if you don't, people want it, and they're a great gateway deal. So if you're not doing that, like, I feel like you're missing a big part of the market, really. That's what it comes down to. It's just, like Noah said, there's not that many great ones. But at the same token, Quebec is going from here to here, I would argue, as far as the volume. There used to be 3 or 4, now there's 10, 15.
In 1 year, look at our top 10 from last year to now, where the Haze is at. Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's insane.
It's a whole other game. And even as of, you're right, as of last year, there was like 2 that were really good, 3 maybe. And now it's, you know, a significant volume more than that, and not just in Montreal. Like,
I think one of the big differences now too is the fact that there are breweries dedicated to it, whereas in the past there wasn't. So now we have like Missorum, Buck Canada, Sir John, and probably others that I can't think of.
Brewski to an extent.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That are
I think the hype is really built around sugar.
Yeah.
That is really what I see
the beer hype being about. The more that I keep enjoying beers, and I just keep seeing what works are beers that are sweet, filled with sugar, and that's what people like. They like brew juice because it's sweet and it doesn't taste like a beer. They like the haze because it's this doesn't taste like a beer. And they like pastry stouts because it's a dessert. So it's great. I love it. Let the beer culture grow. Let it grow huge, but at the essence of it, I still like drinking beer.
Yeah.
Which is why I turned to a crispy boy.
That's an interesting point of view.
Especially
with the smoothie and the pastry stout thing.
Yeah.
It is sweet.
I love them. I love them, but they're sweet. They're desserts. They're not something that you can drink 1,000 of, which is what beer was made for, because beer was made to give fluids to a farmer that didn't want to die drinking the shitty trough water.
Basically.
And I'm not a purist. I'm not a beer purist, but this is what I've been observing from the craft beer market that's happening nowadays.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I guess it's like I didn't think of it like that. Like after drinking all of these tonight, like most of them were pretty sweet, and I didn't really ever think of them as being super sweet. But now you're really focusing on them, or really thinking about them. Like, yeah, man, a lot of these were pretty damn sweet.
It's like adult juice boxes.
Yeah.
It depends on the beer. The
true.
doubles, the triples have so much sugar for sure. The other stuff
that comes from the
definitely
alcohol, right? Is it from the yeast and the alcohol? That's where the sugar comes from.
I thought it was the malt.
Well, it's the malt.
Yeah.
The malt. So,
The volume of malt.
when you roast the barley, it creates starch, which is sugar, and then the alcohol, or sorry, the yeast converts that sugar into alcohol. So a bigger beer, like a higher alcohol beer, will have more alcohol and more sugar. Okay. But I don't know enough about brewing to know how that balance works exactly. Because then you take like a Belgian triple or a Belgian quad or whatever. They add candy sugar to it so that the yeast will eat that up, get the alcohol higher, but then it makes the perception of the beer it's a way of cheating almost in the similar ways like they use corn syrup or corn and rice for like adjunct lager, like
Coors Light.
Yeah, exactly. It's a way of getting the booze to rise without giving it that much of a thicker, maltier body. So you can get that 9% triple is 9%, but it doesn't necessarily taste like a 9% beer. Like it has obviously a richness to it and a sweetness to it, but not as much as if it was 100% like barley based kind of thing.
Right.
I don't know if that made any sense.
No, it totally makes sense. And I guess even without the adjuncts in New England, it's just the malt, really. Like even the way the Brasserie Generale get their shit so sweet, whatever they're doing, I guess it's just adding extra malt or something, like more malt than the others. It has to be just something like that. And then just popping the shit out of it with the tropical to balance it out.
Honestly, it would be interesting to look at like the overall gravity of New England IPAs versus like, let's say, West Coast IPAs, because it would kind of actually surprise me if they were any sweeter than West Coast, because old school IPAs had such a resinous bitterness to it that you needed that rich maltiness to count for that. Otherwise, your palate would just be destroyed. Whereas in New England's, you have to be a bit more refined with the profile, right? Because you don't have that bitterness. So if the beer is too sweet, then you don't have that bitterness to cut through it. So it wouldn't surprise me if New England's and let's not talk about doubles and triples, but just like, let's say, standard New England's, if they had a lower gravity, or meaning like less sugar than some of like the maltier beers. But I could be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to
How
know
you
for
feeling,
sure.
Joel?
Yeah, I'm throbbing. You know, pretty annoyed because it's a pretty inconvenient spot to be mashed up. You know, it's all good though.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
hell. Right in the middle of a podcast, screaming like a bitch. Fucking hell.
My cat
That
got
was
me.
funny for a second.
Right.
It was funny, yeah.
It was funny
Yeah,
before you fell.
before you saw it, yeah. It was funny because I was just annoyed and everything was like, I was pretty annoyed because it was the second beer I'd spilled, but it wasn't like serious. And then I was walking, and because I got there's a rug underneath, we're in the living room here, and I got like a wet cloth to wipe it up, and I accidentally stood in it, so my sock was wet, and then I was like, it's already wet, I'll just change them, and then
That's fine.
and then I stood on it, and then when I walked back in the kitchen, there's tiles. I was walking back to the room to change them, and I just slipped on the floor. And there's a wine fridge as you go around the corner, and I slipped and put my whole body weight on that.
Around
And
the
then,
corner.
and when I smashed my knee on the floor and my wrist holding myself, so I'm just lying there for a second, like kind of in shock, like that really hurt. Like, this is weird. Why is this hurting so much? And then I got up and I was like, let me just take the t-shirt, and I looked and I was like bleeding. I was like, fuck. Okay, this is actually not so great. It's just terrible timing because it's live. Sorry, guys. But it's okay.
No, it's okay. Our apologies,
Okay.
because I think we all laughed hysterically when we heard you yell.
Did you hear the big yell? You heard the big one? You could hear that one?
I felt
Well,
bad, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
think
okay.
It's because we thought you were yelling in frustration, like,
Oh,
I
no,
spilled
no.
beer."
Can you imagine
That's
being that dramatic on a live podcast?
Well, that's why we were in hysterics. It
Like,
was
damn, what's
he's
wrong with this
still
guy?
Fucking losing it over the fucking beer.
I was annoyed, but like not like seriously annoyed. But like it's okay. I would have got over it in 2 minutes. But then that's
Yeah.
hopefully it's not like too bad. It just looks. It's like a full cut. I hope it doesn't.
It looks bad, man.
No, it's like I can't
It
see. I have
looks like
to
it's
look at
gonna
the
hurt
mirror.
tomorrow.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be bruised.
Oh.
I feel like it's just like if you said the cat got you, that's just such an inconvenient spot. Like, what are you supposed to do? Like, what do you do when you're
Yeah,
sleeping?
yeah.
Because you're gonna now have to
Yeah,
sleep on
it was
this
6 in the morning. My cat decided to climb me.
and just like and
Alright.
scratched you.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, well, but I have 3 cats. 2 of them, one of them, the one that came to visit before, she's the calmest thing ever. She doesn't do anything. The other 2 like to pretend I'm a tree.
Yeah.
So they like I'll just be standing there in the kitchen, and then they'll like fly from across the room and like land on my back. So I
With the
have
claws.
to like clip their claws like 3 times a week, or else I'm getting fucking mashed up.
Jeez.
But it was like 6 in the morning when I get up. I got out of the shower. I was wearing my towel, and I guess they're kind of like they kind of know not to climb my body when I'm naked. But because I was wearing a towel, they're like, all right, free reign. So he jumps and then it goes boom boom, and then like full
Like
like I have
down.
a paw print of claw mark like in, and then me like throwing him off. He was inside me and then just like ripped out. So I
Did
just
it go
have
down?
paw. No, I mean I keep it like I said, I cut their claws so often that like
Like he did, his weight didn't pull him down with the, you know what I'm saying?
No.
So it was like a Wolverine scratch versus like some
no, it
holes.
looks like 3 holes basically is what I have.
That's hilarious. Yeah, kitties can fuck you up. No, that's crazy. No, we're talking about the New England stuff. Sorry, I know I keep interrupting stuff. It's definitely a good thing to discuss, though. I think it's an interesting topic. Because I find, like, even, like, I've been into it for years, and I just move, like, I always drink them. Every time I'm having a drinking session, I'm always drinking Crispy Boy. I'm always having a hazy IPA, preferably. But I've found for the first time recently that I'm, like, leaning towards, like, I don't need as much of it as I used to.
Because
So-
you have it now.
Well, yeah, before it was 100%, and that's actually a good point, because before here in Montreal specifically, or in Quebec, I found that we had a lot of other styles really well. There was a bunch of key things we were lacking in. Haze, the crispy renaissance hadn't really happened here. There's a few things, but it was not what it's like right now. There really wasn't a bunch of like, and not even smoothie sours, but just like the really heavily fruited sours, and then the pastry stouts, we weren't really doing them here much either. And then over the last, like you were saying, probably 18 months, it's just gone crazy. And we can get everything we need in every style arguably the best or in the top few of Canada here. So we're like extremely blessed because it was just funny because I was complaining about it so much and it just went from like we just got everything all of a sudden. So it's sort of maybe you're right. I didn't think of it like that. Like it's now, before I had to go to Ontario, I had to go to Vermont, New York or whatever to get what I wanted. But now I don't really feel I need to because everything is in our backyard. Now I wonder if that changes people's desires for these things.
For sure, you're inundated with it now. You're no longer searching for it. I mean, in between Brewski, Masorum, and Bud Canada alone, you're kind
Sir
of
John.
Sir John, Boreal even.
Yeah,
I didn't mention that. I didn't mention that.
Lager beer is dropping a pastry stout.
Lager
Lager
beer.
is dropping a pastry stout.
Yeah,
That would be cool.
Gallicus, Cinquième Baron, Nouvelle France.
What's that? The Nouvelle France.
Nouvelle France.
Yeah.
I don't know if you said Brasserie Générale, Alpha. Fucking what's the other guys in Quebec? Say Noctem.
Yeah.
Like, and there's probably a bunch of others. I mean,
Emporium.
Emporium, absolutely.
Castor?
Le Castor. Even
Yeah,
Rallebuck is
yeah.
dropping a bunch of great haze, great beers like that.
Rallebuck is how many beers have they been putting out?
I don't even know how they do it. It's like
Yeah.
it's insane.
They're
They're just
killing it.
Rallebuck.
Too many.
Yeah.
I had their
Ral-
bourbon barrel
Rallebuck.
aged Imperial Stout.
Rallebuck.
coffees.
Oh,
Fuck, we
I
got-
I talk very funny. Yeah, but there's this like everything you need, and I was telling, who was I telling? Oh, Chris from Hops and Bros. We have a new little thing we're doing on Hops and Bros channel, where we just argue about shit because we disagree a lot. And the first
How
one
did
we
that
showed,
go?
yeah, really good. It was good. It was a nice little 20-minute, 25-minute little video thing where we take it in turns to argue a different point, and it was kind of just smoothie sours. And how do you feel about like there was like a question I think, and it was the neutral question, and then we basically pick a side, and it's not even forced because we disagree on so many things. Where if I did it with you guys, it would be we'd be agreeing probably more often than not. And it was cool because Chris
So
happened
you have
to
to like purposely debate, meaning I'm going to choose a side whether or not I agree with it and
Well,
argue that point.
yes, but the idea is that we actually agree with those sides because he hates smoothie sours. I love smoothie sours, so that's what we had. And he happened to have a couple cans of brewski that he got last time he was in Montreal, like last week. So he drank it at the end. So we were arguing back and forth with different points, and he was like, "We're friends, so we're not just like fuck you, I don't agree." Like it's sort of like with somewhat passionately debating and then conceding if someone made a good point, right? Like he's like, you know what, that's a good point. He made a few other good points and blah blah blah, right? And at the end, I'm like, all right, well, let's find out. Crack that. So he cracked it, and he actually didn't mind it, and he understood because at the end of the day, he didn't like them. He might just not like them, but he also didn't like what they stood for and what they were. He's a bit more of a purist.
I think that's what it is, probably more than anything.
Yes, but he still after explaining it and debating my side, he seemed to sort of understand it. And that was Smoothie Sours was an interesting one. I thought it was really cool that he had brewski, because brewski, arguably, I don't know anywhere. I mean, the second best is Masorum, and I don't know if anywhere else in Canada is doing that style. Nouvelle France, right? So that's 3 in Quebec. I don't know any in Ontario that are really doing it like that fruit juice in the can type shit.
De frère.
De frère?
Oh, right.
Are you joking?
No, I'm not joking, but they do a
Smoothie sour?
a smoothie sour. They do.
Is it good?
What?
It's not brewski.
It's not brewski level. Okay, so it's a different one.
Kevin's a huge fan.
Yeah. Hop Citizen says, "Hey Matt, finally got your collab at Overhop. A little late to that party. It's fine.
No problem, dude. Thank you for drinking. The best hangover cure is the smoothie sours from brewski.
Yeah, tastes like
Just-
Did you try the?
Right.
Just
Did you try the
amazing.
mint one?
mint.
I
With the
didn't.
mint?
No.
They did a
Oh.
mint one.
Yeah,
it worked.
mint,
But
red currants and
glorious.
mango, I think.
Yeah,
Really?
That was really good.
mint and what? Sorry.
It tastes kind of like a cocktail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Glorious. There's a brewery from Adjunct Theory from Purcellville, Virginia, and they make smoothie sours that are meant to be mixed with champagne
All
for
right.
hangovers.
Mimosa shit.
Mimosa.
Mimosa.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's amazing.
Yeah, see, that's
super
cool. I think they have a place for sure. They're just not really practical for distribution or for hanging on to for too long.
No, exactly. Especially de frère. Like, why no disrespect once again, but why a huge brewery that are going to distribute to grocery stores where they're not going to be put in the fridge?
Yeah.
A smoothie sour.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Here is Steph says no, Matt, no. I guess because he doesn't like smoothie sours. He said mango, mint, and raspberry. Is that what it was? Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like
He
that.
doesn't like. He doesn't like pumpkin. He's the one that doesn't like pumpkin brews too.
Oh,
He
okay.
brewed a very good pumpkin brew.
Yeah, pumpkin's the shit. Team pumpkin all day. James E says Small Pony released a smoothie sour in a can today, but it's already sold out. That's right, because it's this year.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Because it's fucking hype.
That's it.
Dwayne says no smoothie sour hangover cure. I guess you gotta try it though. Maybe just drink water. Don't get
Dude, it
hungover.
works. It works. It works.
I mean, I guess you could drink water and not get hungover, but that would be that'd be boring, wouldn't it? Not getting hungover.
Antioxidants, a little bit of booze. It works.
Right? It's perfect. No, they're a great
It
start. I feel
works.
like- I wish they could do it. I mean, the only way to
Yeah.
do it would be to ferment the fruit to make them distributed, but then that wouldn't be the same.
No,
Yeah.
it's the hype would be gone because you can't. You have to go there and get it.
Yeah.
That's why there's the hype.
Well,
True.
I mean, we had.
Keep going,
you've
we're gonna
had
get the
both
other
of
beer.
them, but Avant-Garde had.
I was about to mention that
They
one.
did that barrel aged mango. Basically, they took. They're-
Tendresse and
Yeah,
mango
exactly.
together. It was really good.
And like you poured it out, and it was a smoothie. Like it
Is that
barely
the
had a head.
raspberry one? No.
Well,
Not
they
the
did
raspberry.
two. So they did the mango one, and then they did a raspberry one that was similar as well. I haven't had the
I had
raspberry.
the
one
raspberry. It was amazing.
Yet. So they're like those beers. The fruit, like everything's fermented. Like all the sugars are gone. So those won't like explode or anything. So I mean, that's a direction that they could go with it. I don't know enough about why smoothie sours have to have unfermented fruit in them, or if that's just part of the style, or if it's necessary to have that experience or whatever. But why can't those sugars be gone before they get canned? Like I don't know.
Mm.
I'm not a brewer.
Is it always a kettle sour? Is
Usually
that
it's a Berliner
part of
Weiss.
the game?
Well, I mean, not these Avant-Garde ones aren't, but
No, they're golden.
I
like
guess there
sour
aren't any
ales.
rules, but the ones that you're seeing that come out of like what is it, 450?
North.
That's
The-
the
Yeah.
hype 20, the
450
hype
North, or,
one. Yeah.
like, well, they kind of
What's
invented
more
it.
Talus? There's more Talus too.
In Rochester,
everyone's
yeah.
talking about.
They weren't doing that. I think they only started doing it recently.
But apparently it's the best.
Yeah, I've seen people. Your boy was talking about him.
Yeah, that's my boy. But that's a shout out to Ryan if you're watching.
Yeah, it's.
Well, I'm pretty sure with Brewski and Messorem we have like really good smoothie. You know?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
man. The only ones I ever had were from the Vale in Richmond, Virginia, and that was the first time I had it last year. I don't think they existed typically. I never experienced anything like that before. Like it was like this is ridiculous. It was just thick and like drinking actual like crushed fruit. And I was like, yo, this is wild. And then I feel like the brewski ones are as good as anything you'll find in the States. And Messorem are like just a touch underneath, just a touch. But basically as good as each other for real. And that's pretty sick. Like I don't think there's anything like that in Ontario.
Some of the early, you'd be able to speak to this, Craig, better
Yeah.
than me, but weren't some of the early Bellwoods milkshake IPAs and even some of the Jelly Kings, like weren't they pushing the limits at that point of what
Yes.
those fruiting rates can be? Like I remember having Raspberry Jelly King and being like, Jesus Christ, this is just
Ridiculous.
a bunch
huh?
of pureed raspberries.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was kind of like they were kind of early on doing that kind of shit, but
But
they
it
didn't
wasn't the
go to
same
that.
level.
They did. Yeah, it's funny that they didn't continue with that. There he is.
Oh,
I love it. That was history.
Try.
That
Try.
was
He's
history
so
right there.
dedicated. He's
What
so
beer is that?
dedicated.
This is the first one.
Number
It's
eight,
gone back. Number one.
Hey, but I'm still gonna have to go.
No,
do
not number one. What number beer?
Oh,
This in the scheme of things.
5,953.
I love it.
We're getting
You're
there.
gonna hit the 6,000. You have to hit the 6,000 by this year.
Oh no!
To get the 666.
Oh, that's a good point. I definitely have to do that. I
Oh,
will do
You
it.
have to. You have to.
I haven't got a 6,000
Hey,
beer
Craig.
though. Yes.
If you opened 4 beers and then literally got hit by a fast traveling bus,
What is the review?
and we're in the hospital like barely conscious, would you still make sure to get those beers?
You would put them in the fridge.
I tell the
Like,
nurse.
you'd have,
When he
like,
came back
all
from the hospital.
all the tubes, and
Yep.
you'd just be like,
Just like, I'm like, tell me what it is, nurse.
getting fruit vibes.
Is that
uh,
Is there mango?
Hold my
some
mouth
blood.
open. Hold my mouth open.
I think that's exactly how it would go down. Nothing else would be acceptable. Nothing.
Cheers
You
to that.
dildo. I'm just looking here. A bunch of people are saying shit. Steph is saying fermented fruits means it's not a smoothie. That's probably true. Dwayne
Yeah.
says the Nouvelle France test smoothie in cans, one of my all-time tops from QC. Recent Messorum from raspberry vanilla was solid. I feel like the Nouvelle France was just a tad below Messorum, but definitely in the same league. Rob, shouts to
Good.
Rob in Vermont. Milkshack for the win. I brought him a couple Milkshacks in the past when I could get more. Milkshacks were crazy, more vanilla forward. They are. I've had every single one, and they were not always vanilla forward, but they were the most craziest fruit before this. And Bellwoods never took it that far. And then Dwayne also saying, interesting, Rob, it's been a while since I had one, a Milkshack. Yeah, I got the latest one. I just waiting for it to be sent out. They did Concord Grape, which is interesting. I don't know how that would
Yeah,
be.
that's a
The last few were
Concord
good.
grape is like that classic grape, right? Like that grape
Like
juice
Welch's type
flavor
shit.
comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The last one before that was Blueberry. That was pretty good. And they are, actually, that's a good point. They are pretty vanilla forward, I guess, when you think about it. But it's thick. But when you have the brewski stuff, like we're talking about it on the thing with Chris, the one I had, I think it was the Imperial 100% raspberry one, like 8.5, and it was 400 grams per liter of raspberry. So that's 40% raspberry. So then that's what I was saying to Chris, like, and that's what Homeboy here is saying, is it a smoothie or whatever? I think one of the questions must be what percentage of the product has to be actual, Berliner Weiss or whatever the base beer is versus how much fruit for it to be considered a beer or not. Because I think that was Chris's problem with it. Like, this is not beer. Whereas if
How
it's
much are they
60,
charging for something like that?
it's not much, $5.
Because the amount, like raspberries are insanely expensive. So to need 40% of your can is pureed raspberries,
It's pretty intense, eh?
the price
But
point must be insane.
If you get it frozen, it's cheaper. But like sometimes frozen, it's not the same batch, so you don't have the same quality at the end.
Or
They
consistency.
get like these like big like barrels of things too, no?
I think they do. They're from this company. I forgot the name of it in Oregon. They typically get it from. I know Bellwood. That's where they get their. The best one is the guava. The guava fruit puree is insane, and that one's pretty consistent. I think because the purees are the closest thing that you can get to consistent as far as that's concerned. Because that's a really good point, Kevin. Like, you could argue that's the whole point of craft beer. It's not always going to be consistent, but then people who are making the smoothies aren't really doing the same styles back to back. They're going to do 25 variants, and then maybe they'll bring the first one back again, type of thing. So by the time you try it again, you're not going to ever be able to try them side by side because it would be exploded long before then. So it's like, yeah, it's an interesting concept as far as, and even the last one we were talking about it today, Noah, with the cheesecake. It was raspberry strawberry cheesecake that Brewski did. They actually put cream cheese and graham crackers and vanilla, lactose, and that in there.
It was good.
Did you have it?
I liked it.
Yeah, tell me.
I
about
didn't
it.
get a chance to taste it. I was there when they were brewing it though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was good.
Should they just take a bunch of Philadelphia cream cheese and just be like fucking throwing it in there? Like, how does that even work?
I don't know.
Yeah, like that was what I wanted to ask.
Oreo.
I guess we'll find out in a couple of minutes.
What were the hops in this one again?
Oh, this one it's Ella, Vic Secret, and Citra.
I love it, secret, etc. I'm just taking quick notes while we're
But
talking.
just to go back to that first comment, I don't remember who said it, but that fermented fruit isn't a smoothie beer.
I think he was
is essentially
referring
what they said.
to the avant-garde one. When I went to get this, I heard you bring it up. Because technically
So
it's a
that's
barrel-aged sour. That's the difference.
Because like I mean I don't know how much these things are like written in stone or whatever. And I don't disagree with what they said because that makes sense to me. So but then I guess that means that for something to be a smoothie sour or a smoothie beer or a slushy beer or whatever we want to call it, it means that it has to have some level of unfermented fruit in it. I guess that's the definition, at least according to this.
I think technically, I mean, there's no BJCP, but I think that's the consistent thing across the board is unfermented fruit. I don't know why unfermented fruit it has to be, because maybe what happens when you ferment it? Like what did we do? More sweetness or less sweetness?
Well, if it's unfermented, it's the sugars, right? Because like the fermentation is what
takes away the sugars.
Takes the sugars from,
would it remove
from that
which would up the ABV, right?
Yes.
I don't know how that
I would
works,
imagine
to be
so.
perfectly honest, but
It would be like prison cooch.
What do you mean? What they make in prison? Or they?
Yeah, they call isn't that called cooch? Am I crazy?
No, I've never heard that word.
China.
But yeah, cooch is
actually something else. For
yeah.
me.
But hooch with an H. Hooch with an H.
Hooch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not cooch. Cooch.
Wow, you fucking dirty motherfucker, Matthew. Jesus Christ. My friend Rob is saying.
I didn't say the C word.
Right.
I didn't say the C word.
I didn't say it either. Keeping it clean. At this point, you can probably get away with it.
I didn't know what it meant.
That's okay. You're forgiven, Kevin. Rob says, to be a smoothie, do you want fruit forward or malt forward, or does it matter?
Fruit, a smoothie, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, is there
I feel like. Well, I feel like because in Vermont, in Vermont, are they doing a lot of smoothies? Because I don't know if they are. I keep a pretty close eye on it, and I haven't seen a ton of it in the way that they're doing it here. It's interesting that Quebec, of all places, have got a slew of breweries doing the style that I've only really seen, aside from that 450. And you mentioned the 450 North, 420 North, whatever that one is.
I think it's 420 North.
Okay, they do slushy beers, though, not smoothies, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
I think they invent the style.
Yeah, the slushy beer.
That's where I had a slushy at Brewski this past summer.
No, but you're talking an actual slushy from a machine, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's okay, so I've had those in a couple places, like Vale had them and Batch in Detroit had them.
Masorum had them.
Masorum did them, correct, exactly right. So that's an actual slushy, but they can these things. So what is the difference between a 450 North canned slushy beer and a Brewski Brew Juice smoothie sour? Like, I actually haven't had the 450.
I could be wrong, but I think it's the same thing.
Okay, because would you call, like, think of we've all had the Brewski stuff, right? The brew juices here. So would you call that a slushy? Because I wouldn't call it a slushy in any shape or form. A slushy is less fruity and more fake. Hence, they make blue ones and green ones and shit. Rob is saying... Go on, sorry.
I don't know.
Yeah. Rob is saying only 4
know.
quarters in Vermont were doing it. And he said a goes a slushy. That's what they did. But see, that's the thing. Rob, can you just tell me what the difference? What made it a slushy? Because to me, what Matt was saying is from an actual slushy machine where they make this sugary liquid that they feed through a machine like a 7-Eleven thing. Like, that's a slushy. So what makes it a cannibal thing? Because obviously it's not frozen. It's not a frozen ice drink. You know what I mean?
Be right back.
Yeah. So I'm not too sure really what that's all about though. It's pretty different. I guess you wouldn't really come across them in the store though. No, nothing like that ever. Have you had the slushy beers?
I had that Masorum and Brewski too.
How were they?
That was good.
Yeah.
But like it was really free and like artificial too. So
yeah.
And it goes back to 7-Eleven.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what they were trying to do, though, right? They were trying to recreate a 7-Eleven experience.
Exactly. It was good for what it is, you know. But
yeah.
I don't know if you can can it, and I'm pretty sure you can't compare it to a brewed juice or a smoothie sour.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not the same, not the same density and everything. So And if you can it, maybe it will be more exploding than the 450.
Yeah, so I don't know.
What we saw on the internet.
Yeah, people keep talking about the exploding things. I haven't really seen that a lot. I don't really know what folks are talking about. But it sounds like people might not be storing them properly, or are they exploding in fridges?
What happened is like they have proxy, and the proxy so take care of the product, and then they send it back through UPS or FedEx, and like it's not refrigerating in these trucks. So you have like your beer that goes from cold to hot in a truck to your home, and then it's like already like almost exploding. So all we saw on the internet is like people that like send beers like 600 kilometers away. So that's normal.
Right. So it's probably.
I'm pretty sure if you're in the if you're in the area and you just buy some 450, it won't blow up into your hand. You know.
Right. Yeah. Actually,
I
yeah,
have
same.
some blown up. That's true.
Okay. Do you know the difference then? Because Ryan gets them a lot. Have you had you haven't had the 450 North, but has he told you what that actually? Because he doesn't really describe them in any detail in his posts, so I don't know. Like, he seems to trade for those beers pretty regular. He goes straight for the hype. Like, he's dedicated to it. So respect for that, because that must fucking cost a fortune. But he never explains what it is. And he'll have like the one, like I said, there was like this green or, you know, something like that. And that's.
I just saw one recently that was in his sink, and it was just overflowing.
Okay. So they
must have re-fermented in the can.
I wonder if they use fruit puree like brewski, or are they using some sort of natural weird sugary replacement, because the flavors they're trying to make are pretty weird. Like cool weird, like super interesting, but I can't imagine that coming from a very, a different, like, how do you make something green without food coloring or whatever? I don't think there's any, even if you put kiwi, I don't think that's changing the color of the beer or anything.
Oh,
right?
And you need to put a lot of kiwi too.
Yeah, I'd imagine, because it's very subtle, right?
I don't think that's craft.
What? Putting too much kiwi?
Craft?
Oh, I have a question for you guys.
Food coloring.
Not that much.
Yeah, food coloring. Okay, so is seltzer a craft beer or a craft beverage?
I don't like it.
I don't like the idea of it, but it's really good.
I know it's coming. Yeah. It's the next thing. Next summer, it's going to be hard seltzers coming from breweries. I just interviewed Matt from Mauritius. And he's on the seltzer train. No disrespect, I do not like White Claws. They have to be better than White Claws for me to enjoy it.
I would say that they are definitely a craft beverage. I would not say that they're a craft beer, though, because they're not beer.
They're not a beer.
But yeah, I would say they're a craft beverage. It takes thought. Like, it was such a fun conversation talking to Bebo and
Steve.
And Chris.
I didn't like their beer. Their seltzer.
I didn't try it.
No.
I should have. I would have liked to, but all is to say that, like, having a long conversation with Bebo about it was interesting, because, like, he put so much thought and effort, and he's like, okay, well, some breweries are doing this, some people are doing this, some people are doing that, blah 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 blah. So they took this approach. So it's definitely like a craft process, but it's not beer. And it's like, I think it's literally not beer. Not like, is smoothie sours a real beer? I think it's still beer, but like seltzers, they don't have any malted barley. Like, they're not beer. They're just a whole other thing.
It's like a sugar.
There's no carbohydrates. No carbohydrates. No beer.
Well, they're not trying to be beer, though. So I guess, Kevin, your question was, are they craft? Yeah. I think, like, at the core of them, I don't think any actual style or anything can be considered craft or not. It's only, is it made in small batches, and therefore it's handcrafted. So I think that, like, White Claw obviously isn't craft in any shape or form, because it's largely produced, but Third Moon making them. And also, like, the ones we had them from, I did a podcast with this one in London, Ontario, called Bangarang. They're made by a brewery called Equals, who only do contracting, so they don't actually make anything themselves. And they made a seltzer over COVID because they were looking to make a product in case any of their clients wanted to make a seltzer. And then when COVID happened, they were like, oh, let's just make our own one. They came up with a name and a brand and put them out. So I had Sip, like Rob, who's on here now in Vermont, he drinks it a bit, so I'd go over there and he'd drinking it before we drink the beers, and he'd be like, yeah, try this. And like, okay, interesting, whatever. Okay, let's get to the beers now. And the ones that I had from Bangarang were surprisingly not shit. Like, I actually quite enjoyed them, but they're not using anything real. It's complete, whatever, natural flavor droppers of stuff.
It's oils and stuff.
Exactly. And he said there's like 300 flavor combinations. You can do almost anything. They had to test stuff. So then you come to something like Third Moon, and I believe they use actual fruit puree in that.
Yes, he did.
Which makes it even more. Now, if you didn't like it, Matt, what about it didn't you like? Did you not like the flavor profile, the body,
I don't know. It just doesn't resonate with me. It's
You're a beer guy.
It's very far from beer. I'm a beer guy.
Yeah.
I don't like mixed drinks. I don't like
Exactly. Yeah, that makes sense.
fruity, bubbly things.
It's about also like the craftiness of the beer when you have, like, as we did tonight, to find the hops, to find like the alcoholic, the ABV in it and stuff. And like when you have the craft beer, like the only one, the seltzer, the only one I tried was from Oshlag. It's like rhubarb and goyave. It's 4.5, and man, it's amazing. It's like you can drink it whenever you want. You have like the slight taste of it. It's good, but still, like, it's pissing me off because I know it's coming hard, and I know some breweries is gonna make like
bad ones.
They're just gonna do it because just to check, and like it's gonna take the best part of them, and they're gonna do the seltzer because this is what the people want, and this is what's triggering me in that case. So that's why I asked the question first. It's like, is it really like a crafty beverage, or just like
it's a trendy beverage? I don't like it. I think that it's gonna hurt the Gozas and the low ABVs. They're not gonna go and brew these beers anymore. They're gonna go make seltzers instead. And I think that sucks. I don't get it.
Like, if you look at it from I think that's a valid like beer perspective, as far as like I much prefer this and it's not as good a product. I think the interesting thing though, as a business, if it's the exact same thing.
Oh, it's a great business. It's a great business.
Well, they have no choice. It's just like the Haze, right? Everyone's making Haze now when they were all shitting on it before, and now they're coming back in and coming out with Haze, but because they have no choice, because that's what the consumer wants. So Third Moon are making it because they were like, well, it's going to eat into any of our sour sales, so we might as well make something that's going to get those people who are looking for a seltzer. And eventually, when they go to the LCBO and they can only get White Claw, and then maybe there'll be another major one that's in there that they can get, and they're going to want to expand on those things because they're bored of those 4 flavors they can get. Then you're going to look at that, and then that might be a gateway into the rest of their products. So I understand the point of it. I think the brewers are probably mostly doing it reluctantly, but are like, all right, well, let's just make it as good as we can, because if people want it, and we don't want to, it's going to cannibalize some of their sour sales. I think, like you said, Goza, kettle sour, shit like that. But I think they don't really have a choice. But it's still super young here, super young. You've only got what, 2 in the store, Kev? Yeah.
I think by the summer.
One.
Sorry, by the summer it's gonna be very prominent.
Yes.
Low carb beverages are very, very popular.
There's not sugar in it? Like, what's the
it's
deal?
made of
low sugar.
There's no sugar?
There's 1 gram of sugar in a 355 millimeter can.
Really? So it's basically Perrier with the fruit extract and booze?
With alcohol,
Exactly. Yeah.
But you have to like
and
approach
that's super
it.
cheap too.
Yeah, they're not too. They're pretty. What are they worth? $3 some?
Yeah, it's $3.
Okay. But you gotta go.
Yeah, my price as a retailer is $3, so at cost is even lower.
It's even lower.
So
You
it doesn't cost that much, and it's good. So
So maybe I'm wrong. I was assuming it wasn't made with malted barley. Is it?
No, it's not. It's
it's a liquor malt.
That's it.
Malt liquor.
Yeah, from a distilled.
So it's basically a poppers.
Pretty much.
Well, I guess I'm asking because I know that in Quebec, at the SAQ you can sell like Smirnoff Ice, right? Because it's made with vodka and some kind of fruit thing or sugar. But you can't sell that because in depths you can only sell something that's a malted beverage or a wine. Is that accurate?
I think that we can't sell malted beverages as malt liquor, and it's really specific. I'm not expert on it, but like the SAQ kind of control the alcohol in Quebec. So, and from what I know, is if we want some beers from Ontario or New Brunswick, like Travel Brewing or Collective Arts, it needs to go through the SAQ for an approval, and then we can have it.
Okay.
And I can't say much about like Smirnoff and stuff.
So I thought any kind of alcoholic beverage that had something like a spirit in it. So like at your dep, you wouldn't be allowed selling Jack and Coke in a bottle, because you're not allowed selling something that has Jack Daniels in it, kind of thing, or vodka in it. It has to be a malted beverage or some component of that, I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't. But on the other end, if I can have like some unalcoholic spirit, like there's a gin without alcohol.
Yeah, if it doesn't have booze in it, then you can sell.
Yeah, and I can still sell it. So the line is really thin for it, and I think it's going to change with the seltzer, like we said, maybe in the next summer.
Yeah.
That's it. It's going to be a great changes, like for everybody, for like the brewers, for the retailers, for the consumer. It's going to be huge, and we're not ready for it.
Kevin, do you have you had many? So I'm just trying to even like, because I can tell like, say someone like Matt obviously isn't feeling it. I think it's fine, but who's asking for seltzers? Are they guys like us, like beer drinkers, who are asking for seltzers? Like, who's coming in and be like, "Yo, what seltzers you got?"
I would assume nobody is at this point.
Nobody's coming.
Nobody is. So everybody's like kind of curious about it, and they're just like, "Oh, what is it?" And I'm like, "I ate it, but it's super good." So you have to try it. And like people like with the price is pretty low, so people are taking like a few of it, and they're like, It's good, man. As you said, it's probably with like a touch of flavor and low alcohol.
So
who wouldn't like it?
Exactly, right. And this is the thing. And like even say Matt, I can tell the the pushback is real. But is it like going to? I guess my sort of question is: the people who are asking for it aren't going to buy a Goza or a sour anyway.
Oh, they will buy sours too, but like.
Okay, so they're complement
as many sours.
Okay, but
I think it's going to lean towards the craft beer enthusiast that wants to drink the big haze,
but not get
because
fat.
They know the haze is hype, and drink the pastry stout because they know that's hype, but they don't want the calories to consume the pilsner or the sour beforehand. So they're gonna pregame on this low carb, low caloric seltzer, and then finish up with the bigger stuff. And that's what about this, man. I think that the money is going to be there, and a lot of breweries are going to buy into that. So they're going to go towards it, and they're going to skip out on these classic styles yet again to just chase the haze, chase the hype.
I'm pretty sure the people, the consumers that want the haze or the pastry stout, they won't be into the seltzer because it's not manly enough or not crafty enough, and that's true.
Not sweet enough either. It's
not sweet enough too.
Sugar.
Chasing the sugar.
Yeah, and like it's gonna be more open to people that they want to try something different. They don't like beer in specific, so they're gonna take sours, and now they will have the option of seltzer, and that's why it's a game changer, because even our moms, dads, they would go for seltzer. People that don't want to test alcohol, they would go for seltzer and everything. So it's going to bring way more people into microbreweries for a product that is not, to me, microbrew, you know?
Yeah.
I wonder if these hard seltzers abide by the same liquor laws as everyone else, though, with beer.
Probably.
I don't know.
I think it all like, Kev, you were saying they're a form of malt liquor technically.
Yep.
So then
The one
they,
we got, yeah.
so because of that, they can be sold at depths, I assume. Because if it was like vodka based or any other spirit based, you couldn't sell it at the local store. But so yeah, sorry, I don't remember where I was going. But yeah, they're a malt based beverage, so I guess they get classified as that, which means that you can sell them at the depths.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually forgot that they were malt based. I know that Bebo told us about them from Third Moon, was talking about it in detail, I guess, of how they sort of came up with the recipes and such. But
I mean, for me, like, I haven't tasted one yet, so now I'm ultra curious.
It was cool. It was cool. It's just. I don't know. I like Perrier, but I also like beer. I like a full-bodied beer. If I'm gonna drink something with alcohol in it, I want it to have some character to it. I guess
the way that I look at it, and again, I haven't tried one yet, so maybe when I do, I'd be like, oh, okay, and I might like be more in line with what you're saying. But I guess the way I'm looking at it now, it's almost as like, I guess I'm thinking of it as like it's not even beer. It's not even the same ball game. Like it's like a whole new beverage that's being invented. So I almost see that as being like slightly less of a threat to beer as it is just like a new thing that someone might be into.
Absolutely, but I also find it very confusing coming from Third Moon, who are just killing it.
I think honestly, I don't see them doing something as some kind of like business focused, like, oh, this direction and this will sell. For them, it's just pure passion, and I think I think they like sticking it to people who aren't in trying new things, kind of thing, like, because like they're definitely a hype brewery, right, in Ontario.
They're so good. They're so good. They're so young.
Less of in Ontario than there are in like even Montreal now, with you have the Missorums and whatever. But a few years ago, we were all in the same playing field. But anyway, I think that's why they're getting a lot of kind of pushback from some of the old school beer nerds, is because they're really like being the hype thing. But anyway, all this to say, I think the reason Bebo made a seltzer is just to see if he could.
Cool.
To do it right. You know what I mean? Like I don't think.
And I will have him on the podcast.
Going in this direction. Yeah, he's awesome.
He's too fucking metal not to have him on Vox Hops.
Oh, Steve.
Bebo.
Yeah, Bebo.
Is his name Steve? Yeah.
Yeah, Steve. Yeah. Sorry, I don't call it Bebo. I don't know. I just call him Steve. Yeah, he's sick. He's a legend.
Yeah,
I will most definitely just call him Steve too, because I like to dig behind the personas.
There you go. Yeah, like he's like, I feel like that's what it is, though, right? Like, if these people, like, I understand why people, beard people are just like, man, fuck this seltzer shit. But like, if it's approached in a way, like Third Moon's stuff overall are exceptional, from sours, pastries, haze, everything. They're just a fantastic brewery. But also, how they approach their seltzers has to be from the same, mind state, the same approach to the product. So therefore, maybe they didn't knock it out the park. I think you must have had the first one they did. I believe only done.
I can't remember what it was. Raspberry, maybe
something
raspberry.
like that.
I might be wrong.
Was that the one that
something
Nate?
Nate was nice.
Cherry was the first one, I think.
Cherry, maybe. Yeah.
Cherry, okay. So, if you think about that,
it didn't go down my drain. A White Claw. I bought one White Claw in my life, and it went down the drain.
Yeah.
I finished the Third Moon seltzer.
But okay, so it wasn't to your taste, but I think also you gotta look at it like this as well. It's a brand new. It's not even like, it's almost like a new style you've never had before. You don't know what you're looking for.
True.
You don't know what's good. You don't know what's bad. You have no. I'm saying
I remember
us.
I remember my first Paméo. I went to Ils Enfants Vont, which was my beer store at Jean Talon that I used to go to, and they were like, "This is the beer that everyone wants right now. This is the beer." And I was like, "You're lucky to have it." So I'm like, "Whatever, I'll buy it." I brought it home, and I was like, "Meh."
I didn't love it. So you might be right.
And do you know what? To echo
also,
that. Oh, go ahead.
It's a bit like you said earlier, Craig, with your conversation with Chris about the smoothie sours and stuff. It's like we were not ready for the smoothie, and now it's a part of a regular beer for us.
Yeah.
So the seltzer would be exactly the same, even if we are not ready for it. We don't like it all. I wanted fruit, marshmallows and stuff, but we still drink it, right?
We don't know what a good
seltzer
one
would be the
is.
same.
Yeah, you're 100% right. We don't know what a good one is yet, and that's
I guess at the end of the day, it really comes down to what tastes good and what doesn't. And I think that's been my thing with smoothies.
Yeah.
Like you were saying before, Kevin, with the seltzer stuff. It's like, oh, I want to hate this, but it tastes too good. And I feel like that's kind of been my thing with the smoothies. I mean, it's such a bizarre thing. It's like you walk into Missorum and you just look at this sea of glasses, and all the glasses look like filled with either hazy IPAs or people drinking fucking smoothies. It's just like this visual combination of
it's very sexy.
Foggy orange, foggy yellow, slightly foggier orange, bright purple and pink, and like just like thick viscous like shit. And then I went there, and like everyone who goes there, I got a couple of pints and I had some cans lining up on the table or whatever, and you're just like holding a double IPA in one hand and a fucking vat of fruit juice in the other. You know, like so this is what beer is now. Like this is what I'm doing. You know.
It kind of is. It's very strange.
It's just bizarre when you like step back and kind of look down on it. You know.
It is bizarre.
Now that we can't go there.
Right? It's even stranger. Yeah, I think that's really what it is. We have to get used to it, and people still aren't used to the smoothies. Like I said, there's 3 breweries doing them on that level in that way so far.
That's true.
Out of what, 200 or 250, whatever we have here. So that's
when you drink it, it fucking tastes good, and that's
right. And that's what someone like Chris, who's like a super traditionalist, and we have a lot of traditionalists here in Quebec. I'd say more than other places.
Less than before, I think.
Well, definitely, because I think people.
I think this year, since our last top 10 versus now, it's a very different craft beer scene.
I couldn't agree more, and I think that's indicative of people's taste. So you're 100% right, because even the last 2-3 years, all the Quebecois folks are going to Vermont, are going to New York, are going to Massachusetts, are going to Maine to get what they want because they couldn't get it here anywhere. They couldn't go to a brewery, they couldn't go to a depth.
Explosion.
Exactly. So it's like the breweries of like
I never even thought of it that way at all.
Really?
That's a good point.
I've been saying that for years, man. Like that was the problem, is that like that was why I've been bitching about like Quebec just needed Missorum was like this fucking like blessing from the skies.
Bar Canada, Missorum.
Yeah, but you know what the problem with Bar Canada was? Bar Canada were too hard to get, and they weren't in Montreal. Yes. So Bar Canada to me never answered my prayers because they're still hard to get. I didn't even look at what they do. If like I just not even in my worldview. If they don't send it to me, I'm not getting it.
I can't get them.
Right, same. So I'm like, I don't even care because it doesn't make a difference to me. But they obviously started the game. Missorum pre-COVID, I was there.
The butterfly effect. Effect.
And then now Brewski, they've been doing this shit for years.
The Buck Canada
fly.
The Buck Canada.
This guy, you should make music. You should think about that. You should write bars.
That's a good one. That one.
Yeah, I like that. But it's like it just came up sort of out of nowhere, and people didn't realize. And like I've said this before, but the guys had told me off camera at Missorum that a particular individual and multiple people, they were mad at one dude who's I know no one knows him, but who said you guys are gonna fail. Like no one wants this shit, and they're arguably making probably more money than anybody, and it's because the breweries here had their heads so far up their asses in their own world that they wouldn't look around and like see what the scene is actually doing. They go, no, we just have to make barrel-aged farmhouse. And like that's all the people care about. I'm like, fam, you guys didn't even get on the Crispy Boy trend. The Crispy Boy trend was made for this province, and it was late as fuck. It happened like this year, like really this year. And
there isn't even a trend yet, really.
Well, I feel like it's
just
still
us. It's just us, the beer nerds that want to drink it.
Right. But that's the thing about Quebec, and I'm actually saying this to give it props, but they're finally caught on, and they've caught on to the point where they're making some of the best stuff in the country, and that is a pretty cool thing, that they've gone from like ignoring all of these styles, saying that nobody wants them. It took people rolling the dice like Bar Canada to set it off years ahead of everyone. Then Masorum coming in, then Brewski getting the system, and they were trying to crank out that shit contracting,
I think
but it didn't work.
Brewski already had an idea of what to do, but they just didn't have their footing.
They didn't have their own system. They were contracting just like Overhop, and didn't have the actual the control.
And Overhop was dancing between Quebec and Ontario, and they finally settled on Quebec.
Exactly, right, because they knew that this was where it felt home. So it was like an interesting sort of
I
journey
didn't realize
to get to this
that
point.
they actually had to make a choice between the two.
No, they didn't have to make a choice.
It happened very naturally because one of their husbands finally got a job here, and that's what swayed the decision. But they're much happier in the Quebec scene for sure.
Oh yeah, like Ontario is a lot more. It's a whole other conversation, a lot more drama filled, at least in my experience, than here. I know there's drama here, but I feel like it's a little more like
the LCBO is brutal there.
Well, there's LCBO, but then there's the beer writers. There's a bunch more Noahs there, and I don't want to talk about them because I dislike all of them. But they're all like
a bunch more Noahs,
as in like people who are esteemed beer writers.
No,
people
Noahs, no us.
There's no us. Get it? But yeah, that's a whole other world out there, and they just got tired of the bullshit. It's a lot more cliquey. It's a lot more money involved. There's a lot more bullshit. It's just Toronto or just, whatever, Ontario out there. So it's a bit of a different vibe. So the point is that finally Quebec realized that, hey, why is everyone going to foam every weekend? Like, I follow people who literally, it doesn't matter what beer I check into, anywhere, this fucking guy, this one dude, has had every single thing I've ever tried. It's unbelievable. And he's skinny. I don't understand, like, why he is not 400 pounds, but like every single thing I've ever had. And these people, I've seen them. They go to Burlington like pre-COVID every weekend, and we're just like they work a week and then just go to Burlington for the weekend and go to every release at Foam, go to everything at what's it called, Burlington Beer Co, all that stuff. Like it's wild. So why do they have to keep leaving? It's because they couldn't get what they wanted at home, but now we can, and that's when it comes back sort of full circle to the other conversation, where it's like maybe the Haze is less appealing because there's so many fantastic, like I could probably name 10 to 15 breweries who do this shit on a level that I would bring it to my friend Rob who was watching. I'd bring it to him. I brought him a bunch of stuff, and he's just excited to try Canadian shit. He loves lager beer. He goes and sends me pictures of him buying, because they're in the States now, buying Tamiya, buying Tatushmiya.
Really?
Yeah.
Are
so
they?
yeah, they're in there because we interviewed them earlier this year before everything went to shit.
Good for them.
And they're in like something insane, like 50 states or 4, maybe not 50. That's all. Whatever. But they've got a really good distribution deal, and he loves that stuff. I bring in Bellwoods and different things like that and different stuff from Quebec, and he's always excited to try it. And this guy, the Vermont people have there's this train from fucking Massachusetts where people come up through all the time to get that, and then they just kind of swap. So he's always getting Other Half, Treehouse, Trillium, all this crate, and I come up, he's like, yeah, he's just cracking this like fucking like insanely bucket list hard to get beers like it's nothing. Like, yeah, let's just share it. Just sharing it out like it's nothing to me all the time. It's insane. But the Vermont folks are so blessed with all of that. So now, that's interesting to them. So I think what we have here will be interesting enough to a guy like that who gets everything. And that's a fantastic thing to say for Quebec. Sorry, Kev, you want to say?
No, yeah. I mean, it will be cool. It will be cool. Just, I've never been to that hype in the States, so no. I didn't live it, but still, if you guys said we are contenders towards the rest of the Canada and the States, I mean, we're doing a good job, right?
Oh yeah, man.
Even if it's mostly Haze and everything, so we're pretty lucky.
Well, I would say it's not just mostly Haze, though, to be clear. Like, obviously no one makes farmhouse like Quebec. Quebec's farmhouse are just insane. I think the Crispy Boys coming out of here are just bonkers. Everything is fire from so many different breweries. Ile-de-Garde, Saint-Guillaume stuff are amazing.
Silo.
Yep, Silo are insane.
Chambly.
Oh my god, Chambly. Fucking hell. Insane. Like, there's so many. And then you got the Smoothie Sours. Nobody's doing it like here. The Haze, I could name 15 breweries who are doing it.
Those two things are such so far from
So
each
far
other, too,
apart.
right? Like, I feel
Pastry
like
stouts.
like such an amazing pills versus an amazing smoothie or soap.
Yep. Are so far
Bizarrely
apart.
different.
But they've got some of the best here. So now I used to, my girlfriend's mum she's from Toronto. My brother lives in Toronto. We used to have a lot of clients there. Now they're kind of all over. But before COVID, we were going to Toronto once a month probably. So I would hardly ever drink, for years and years, I would hardly drink Quebec beer because I would just go to Ontario, stock up, and then bring it back here and never have anything local. So over the last little while, probably 2 years, I've been much more engaged in the Quebec scene and going to events and interviewing breweries.
I'd say even like 3 years, no? Like when we
Probably.
started hanging out or talking is when I think we started
connecting a bit more because I was covering
we
it.
started getting a bit more.
Yeah. And it was just kind of like, I was a bit of a hater, to be honest. So it's pretty obvious I was a bit of a hater of everything in Quebec because I just didn't have what I wanted. So I'm like, fuck that, I'm going to Bellwoods, bro. Like, why do I need anything here? Like, and now, like, no shade, but Bellwoods doesn't touch what happens here. No, not even close. Bellwoods barrel aged stuff, fruit aged stuff, phenomenal. The Haze, it's not on the same conversation anymore.
Yeah, I've been to Bellwoods in Toronto 2 months ago, and it's been a while I didn't have any Bellwoods, so we're like, okay, we're raiding the store, and the best beer I had was like, sorry, forgot the name, the sour we talked about earlier.
What was in it?
Juice.
This one.
Oh, Jelly King?
Oh, Jelly King. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jelly King
Jelly King.
Jelly King is one of the best.
I drank the Roman Candle. I drank like all the Jutsu. The Jutsu was
Jutsu's still fine.
Amazing.
Fine.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's really American.
They've
not
dulled
too
it.
much, not too easy. It's really delicate, and I don't know if it's a type in Ontario for like bigger brewery, let's say, but it's subtle.
We love.
You get your Haze, you get everything, and that was a bit like sad because I thought when we went to Toronto we had the same kind of beers, you know. So maybe we went to the wrong breweries or we took the wrong beers, but that was good, but that wasn't as how to say.
It wasn't what you thought it was going to be.
How good we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry.
Where else did you go?
I think Bellwoods a few years ago was ahead of most of what was going around.
That was
here.
3 years ago.
Now,
it was world class, like insane, like game changing. I was obsessed to the point, like I still stress over getting Milkshake. But everything else, the Haze is like, I'm not gonna lie, I got a cat lady the other day. I drained it, couldn't drink it, thought it was horrendous.
Really?
Oh yeah, I had even one of my favorite pilsners is their Bellweiser Pilsner, and basically I order it, I pay for it. I got a friend who works there, but I don't like to bother him, so I'd ship it to a friend, and then I'd pay him in coffee to then send it to me out here. So I'd always go to get the Milkshake, and I'd be like, all right, give me a couple Bellweisers, couple whatever different, some Jutsu just for laughs and blah blah blah. And yeah, I agree with you on Jutsu. Since they got it in the LCBO, so it's a larger production now, so it's not what it used to be. It used to be the best pale ale ever. It was just insane. Now it's not the same beer. And I even had Bellweiser, and I was drinking it like the last time I got it, and I was like, what? I was like, Tiff, try this. And it was like, it tasted like water. It was just ridiculous. So I got another 2 now in the fridge. I haven't cracked it yet, but I hope they've stepped it up. I just feel like the ones that have been great, Jelly King, are always incredible. There is no kettle sour, fruity kettle sour better than Jelly King anywhere. A lot of their, yeah, totally, man. They had a new series called Vines. I got 3 of those different ones where they're using, I think it's like Fuda, but they're doing different wine skins, so different, hence Vines. Donkey Venom, the Gamay Donkey Venom, the dark sour, phenomenal. The new white picket fences.
I got one of those.
Yeah, that one's great, man. You're gonna love that. I haven't tried it yet, but I got the boysenberry white picket fence. The OG white picket fence is exceptional. Just a Fuda aged saison. It's just soft and beautiful. It's amazing. So it's like their barrel program and their Fuda program is getting better, but their standard stuff.
Oh, they've been doing that for so long. Like they have so much experience at this point. They've been at that for 6-7 years.
But that stuff is getting better.
I love
whereas
you guys. But I have to go to bed. I have to wake up at 5:30.
Oh shit! Okay, let's take the screenshot. Let's get the.
You gotta work tomorrow.
I have to work.
Can we get the screenshot for the thumbnail and then we'll call it a day?
Yes. I apologize.
No. You're good.
Don't apologize.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a math one. Like.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll hold the two that we discovered. We discovered these beers
tonight. Ready? Boom. Got it. Everyone is looking great. Boys,
guys. I'm so sorry.
Real quick, where can everybody find you all online?
Go first, Noah. I know you were.
Yeah, go first.
On Instagram, I'm Beerism.ca. On Facebook, I'm Beerism. My website is Beerism.ca, and that's where I'm at. And I also sometimes co-host with BAOS for their weekly or daily podcast
at this point. Fucking hell.
There's tons of them.
Yeah, I'm Vox and Hops. So Vox and Hops, you can find that at voxandhops.com. That's VOXANDHOPS.com. Or you can go check that out on most of any podcast platforms of your choice. Go check it out, Vox and Hops.
Perfect. And Kevin?
Cool.
You have to say it like Matt did, though.
Oh yeah, no, it's too good. I can't do that. So
it's funny because it's totally not my voice.
Yeah, exactly. You get it recorded. So you can find us on OnlyFans and mostly on Instagram on La Canette Villeray, Facebook La Canette Villeray, and you can come and see us at like Saint-Hubert and de Castelnau.
Do we get to see nipples? Do you just? Is it implied nudes or is it real nudes?
You have to pay $10 to see it.
I'm signing up as soon as we go.
If they implied nudes, I'm going to be pissed.
Right? Or there's nothing worse.
Talk me all about it. Horas.
There's nothing worse. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, smash the thumbs up, hit subscribe below, hit the notification bell so you know when the new drops. Follow us on social media at BOS Podcast and check out the long form audio every Friday, I guess, and Thursday, and sometimes Saturday. Fuck, we're all over the place. Just follow us, Spotify, iTunes, you know the deal. We'll be back tomorrow night at like 8 p.m. or some shit. Hopefully I'm not in pain. Shouts to Falling. Guys.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, and then when we've got Al on Saturday, it's a lot. I really hope I'm okay. Fucking hell. I'm going to cut off the live. We'll just say bye on thing. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next episode. Peace.